Callum Thorne rejected me in front of the entire Crescent Moon pack, and the bond meant to complete me tore through my chest until I collapsed. Days later, the Alpha King arrived. He looked past every ranked wolf, walked straight to me, and somehow knew I had been rejected. Then, behind closed doors, he made a declaration no one in my pack could have imagined. "I'm claiming you, Lyra Winterborn." But he wasn't claiming me as his mate, and he still hadn't told me what he had seen in me. Chapter 1. The Rejection. We are raised to believe destiny is sacred. We are taught that the moon goddess binds two souls perfectly together, that a fated mate is the missing half of your spirit, the one person in the world meant to love you without condition. Every story says the mate bond is salvation. Recognition means forever. Destiny means devotion. I believed all of it, until I stood in front of my entire pack and felt that golden thread of fate connect me to a man who looked at me as though I were nothing. Worse than nothing. That was when I learned the truth. Destiny does not care about your heart. Sometimes the mate bond is not a blessing. Sometimes it is the cruelest curse the moon goddess can give. Because what happens when the man destined to love you takes one look at you and decides he cannot stand the thought of touching you? What happens when the bond meant to complete you becomes the thing that tears you apart? You learn that some fates are worse than death. Rejection is not merely a word, it is a severing. A violent end to a future you believed had already been promised to you. It forces you to question everything you thought you knew about love, worth, destiny, and your place in the world. And once you have been shattered badly enough that you can barely remember what being whole felt like, something unexpected can find you. Something far more dangerous than fate itself. The Alpha King. A man who does not want me because the stars commanded it. A man who does not need destiny's permission. But I did not know any of that yet. My name is Lyra Winterborn, and on the night everything I believed about fate collapsed, all I knew was that I had waited 22 years to find my mate. The ceremony hall smells of pine, polished wood, and anticipation. I stand near the edge of the crowd with my fingers locked so tightly together that my knuckles have turned white. Wolves from every corner of Crescent Moon Pack have gathered for the full moon gathering, the night when unmated wolves often discover the partners destiny chose for them. It is the night when bonds snap into place without warning. The night when one scent, one look, one heartbeat can change an entire life. I have waited 22 years for that moment. 22 years of watching other wolves find their mates. 22 years of seeing eyes flash with that unmistakable golden shimmer when recognition hits. 22 years of watching the beautiful, overwhelming violence of two souls suddenly realizing they belong together. And 22 years of being the beta's daughter who still had no mate. At first, no one cared. Then the whispers began. Then came the concerned glances from elders. The murmured questions. The speculation that perhaps something was wrong with me. My wolf has been especially restless for weeks. She paces beneath my skin, as though she knows something I do not. As though she has been waiting for this exact night. This exact place. This exact moment. "You're going to wear a hole through the floor," May whispers beside me. My younger sister found her mate last year. Thomas is a kind warrior, and right now he stands behind her, with one arm wrapped around her waist, looking at her as if she personally placed the moon in the sky. Once, watching them together made jealousy twist through me. Tonight I mostly feel empty. "I can't help it," I whisper, scanning the room again. She won't settle. I have never given my wolf a separate name. She has always felt too much like me for that. But tonight she is almost clawing her way toward the surface, and her attention is fixed on the opposite side of the hall, on the ranked wolves, alphas, betas, elite warriors. Then I smell it. Pine, midnight rain, cedarwood, and something wild underneath it. My wolf surges so violently that I stumble. The scent curls around me like smoke, like a drug entering my bloodstream. Suddenly the voices around me fade. I cannot think. I cannot breathe properly. I can only follow. Lyra? May sounds distant, concerned, but I am already moving. People step aside as I cross the hall, though I barely register them. My entire world has narrowed to that scent, and the strange golden thread I can suddenly feel stretching from somewhere beneath my ribs toward someone across the room. The mate bond. It is real. It is finally happening. After all those years wondering whether I was somehow broken, wondering whether the moon goddess had forgotten me, I see him. Callum Thorne. Alpha Dominic's nephew, future head warrior. Tall, broad, dark-haired, with amber eyes and a hard jaw that always made half the unmated she-wolves in the pack stare when he passed. He is laughing with several warriors. He has no idea his life is about to change. No idea mine already has. Mate. My wolf whispers the word with reverence, with relief, with certainty. I move toward him as if I am dreaming. Every step makes the bond brighter, stronger. So tangible I almost believe I could reach between us and touch it. He is going to turn around. He will smell me. Recognition will hit him. His eyes will find mine. He will smile the way I have seen him smile at other women, except this time it will belong to me. Only me. Forever. I am barely 3 feet away when his body goes rigid. His head turns sharply. Amber eyes lock onto mine. They widen. I watch recognition hit him. His nostrils flare as my scent reaches him. Then gold floods his irises. There is no mistake. He feels it too. My smile spreads so wide my cheeks ache. Hi, I breathe. No. One word. Flat. Hard. Final. My smile disappears. What? Callum steps backward. Actually steps away from me, as if getting closer might contaminate him. His expression becomes carefully blank, but tension has locked his shoulders and spine. This is a mistake. His voice carries farther than it should. Only then do I realize the room has become silent. Every conversation has stopped. Hundreds of wolves are watching us. This sacred moment that should belong only to 2 mates has become public theater. I don't understand, I say. I hate how small I sound. The bond. You feel it, don't you? You can feel. I feel it. His jaw tightens. And I'm telling you it's a mistake. Cold begins spreading through my chest, drowning the warmth that came with recognition. Callum, what are you saying? You're the beta's daughter. He says it as if the title should mean something ugly. My wolf whimpers. You're not exactly what I expected in a mate. No one speaks around us. I can feel hundreds of eyes. What does that mean? My voice trembles. What did you expect? His gaze moves over me. For one desperate second, I hope to see desire. Instead, I see calculation, judgment, disappointment. Someone stronger, he answers. Someone capable of standing beside the future head warrior. Someone who can give me powerful heirs. I am the beta's daughter. I can hear the desperation entering my voice. My bloodline is strong. I can. Your wolf is barely delta rank. The words strike harder than fists. Everyone knows it. You hardly ever shift in front of the pack because you're ashamed of how small she is. How weak she is. It is true. That is what makes it hurt. My wolf has always been small. Shifting has always been difficult. I learned years ago to avoid doing it publicly because the laughter, pity, and whispers became unbearable. But hearing those things from strangers is one thing. Hearing them from the man destiny chose for me destroys something inside me. That shouldn't matter, I say. I reach toward him. The moon goddess chose us. There has to be a reason. The moon goddess makes mistakes. He moves away from my hand, and I won't tie the rest of my life to one of them. My chest becomes colder. My wolf begins howling inside me. Only I can hear it. Only I feel her pain. Please. I no longer care that everyone is watching. Please, Callum, don't do this. Give the bond a chance. Give me a chance to. He straightens. and somehow I know what is coming before he says it. No. His amber eyes harden. I, Callum Thorne, reject you, Lyra Winterborn, as my mate and my equal. The golden thread does not simply break. It tears, shreds, burns its way out of me. It feels as if someone has reached into my chest, wrapped a hand around something vital, and ripped it free. Something I did not even know I needed to survive until it vanished. A broken, animal sound leaves my throat. Pain detonates through every nerve in my body. My soul feels as though it is being split open. Wave after wave tears through me until my knees hit the ceremony hall floor. I do not remember falling. Voices erupt around me. Someone help her. Moon goddess, what was he thinking? She looks like she's dying. Maybe I am. Maybe this is death. Lyra. May drops beside me. Her hands grip my shoulders. Lyra, breathe. You have to breathe. I cannot. I can only shake, hurt, feel the empty space where the bond existed only moments ago. Something sacred was given to me and torn away before I even understood what having it meant. Someone is sobbing. High, desperate sounds echo against the vaulted ceiling. It takes far too long to realize they are coming from me. Get her out of here. My father's voice cuts through the chaos. The beta. Furious. Heartbroken. Take her home. Now. Hands lift me. The world dissolves into blurred shapes and meaningless colors. For one brief instant, I see Callum. He has not moved. His face is pale but determined. His amber eyes refuse to meet mine. My mate rejected me. My fated mate looked at me and decided I was not worth keeping. The moon goddess herself connected us. And he rejected me anyway. The last thing I see before darkness takes me is the full moon through the ceremony hall windows, perfectly round, perfectly bright, completely indifferent. So much for goddesses. So much for destiny. So much for fate. 3 days pass. I do not die. Part of me wishes I had. Rejection sickness keeps me trapped in bed, burning with fever while my body struggles to adjust to the violent removal of a bond that had barely formed. The pack healer comes and goes. She leaves bitter tea and comforting phrases that mean nothing. My mother sits beside me, stroking my hair. My father paces through the house like an animal searching for something to attack. May cries more than I do. After that first night, I stop crying altogether. There is nothing left inside me that feels capable of tears. On the 4th day, I force myself out of bed. My legs tremble. My body feels weak. But I am alive. The physical agony has faded into a persistent ache. The emotional pain is different. I have learned not to look directly at it. You don't have to attend the pack meeting, my mother says from my doorway. Her eyes are swollen and red. Your father can represent the family. Everyone will understand. I'm going. My own voice sounds strange to me. Flat. Empty. You don't have to prove anything, Lyra. I'm not hiding, Mom. She studies me. If it becomes too much, you can leave. I'll be fine. The lie hangs between us. She knows it. I know it. But she finally nods. Because if I start hiding now, I may never stop. If Callum's rejection makes me smaller than I already felt, then he wins. Everyone who whispered about my weak wolf wins. Everyone who wondered why I had not found a mate wins. I am tired of allowing other people to decide what I should be ashamed of. The meeting takes place inside Alpha Dominic's sprawling home at the center of pack territory. The moment my family and I enter, conversations change. They do not completely stop. That would be too obvious. Instead, voices lower. Eyes slide toward me, then quickly away. Pity hangs over every glance like poison. I hold my head up. Callum stands with the warriors. He does not look at me. He has not looked at me since the rejection. I am grateful. If he tried to apologize, explain, or speak to me at all, I might fall apart again. And I refuse to break in front of him twice. Alpha Dominic begins the meeting. I barely hear the ordinary business. Patrol schedules, supplies, upcoming ceremonies. My mind is trapped elsewhere. Pine and midnight rain. The golden bond forming. The same bond tearing apart. Callum's expression when he decided I was not enough. Then Alpha Dominic says something that pulls me back. Representatives from the capital will arrive tomorrow. There is tension in his tone. Real tension. The capital. The place where the Alpha King rules over every pack in the territory. The Alpha King is touring the outer packs. Dominic continues. He will remain here for 3 days. I expect every member of Crescent Moon Pack to behave accordingly. Whispers move through the room. The Alpha King has not visited us in more than a decade. A royal visit is not merely ceremonial. It means observation, evaluation, judgment. Why is he coming? Someone asks. Dominic pauses. He's looking for something. That is all I was told. What? I don't know. But Dominic's face tells me he has theories he does not intend to share. I should care. The arrival of the most powerful wolf in the territories could affect our entire pack. But I cannot make myself feel much beyond the hollow space inside me. Let the Alpha King come. Let him inspect us. Let him judge us. What difference does anything make now? The meeting ends. I am almost outside when an elderly voice calls behind me. Lyra. Wait. I turn. Elder Miriam approaches slowly. She is one of the oldest wolves in Crescent Moon Pack, and one of the keepers of our history and traditions. Yes, Elder? I force politeness into my tone. Her papery hands close around mine. I am sorry for what happened to you, child. Mate rejection is a terrible wound. Thank you. The answer comes automatically. But you should understand something. She leans closer. A rejection does not necessarily mean your story is finished. I stare at her. What does that mean? Sometimes the moon goddess's first choice is not her final one. My stomach tightens. I don't understand. Fate is more complicated than the stories we tell the young. Sometimes we must be broken before we can become what we were truly meant to be. Her gaze changes. Distant. Almost as though she is watching something beyond the room. Then she whispers, "The Alpha King's visit is not a coincidence, Lyra." Cold travels through me. What are you talking about? Nothing is ever a coincidence. Before I can demand an explanation, she pats my hand and walks away. I remain frozen near the doorway. The Alpha King is coming. And for reasons I cannot explain, I suddenly have the terrible feeling that his arrival will change everything again. I barely survived the last change. I have no idea whether I can survive another. Chapter 2. The Alpha King arrives. The Alpha King reaches Crescent Moon Pack at dawn. I am in the training yard when the announcement howl travels across the territory. Every wolf stops. The power inside that single sound is unlike anything I have felt before. Heads turn toward the eastern road almost in unison. This is not ordinary alpha dominance. It is something deeper, older, heavier. Since Callum rejected me, I have come to the training yard every morning, not to train with the others. I abandoned that humiliation years ago. I come here to run, to push my body until my lungs burn badly enough that I cannot think. When I am moving, there is only breathing. One step, another. Survive the next second. It is the only time I do not feel as if I am drowning. But when that howl reaches me, even my wolf reacts. She has barely moved inside me since the rejection. Now her head lifts. Her attention sharpens. For the first time in days, she seems interested in something. Did you feel that? A wolf nearby whispers. That wasn't normal alpha power, another answers. That was something else. I should return home. My father will expect me at the formal welcome. I should shower, change, make myself presentable. The last thing I want is to stand in a line and bow to some royal wolf who probably thinks everyone outside the capital is beneath him. Yet I do not leave. I stay at the edge of the training yard, staring toward the eastern road. I want to see the kind of man capable of making an entire pack stop with one howl. The motorcade appears first. Black SUVs with dark windows move in perfectly controlled formation. They advance through the main street slowly enough for people to emerge from homes and businesses, to watch, to witness, to submit. By the time the vehicles stop in front of Alpha Dominic's house, nearly the entire pack has gathered. I remain toward the rear. My training clothes cling to me with sweat. My hair is tied in a messy braid. My father would be horrified if he noticed me. For once, I do not care. The vehicles stop. No doors open. Seconds stretch. The silence becomes unbearable. I can hear my own pulse. Then the rear door of the center SUV opens. The Alpha King steps out, and I forget how to breathe. He is easily 6'4", with shoulders broad enough to make every other wolf around him look smaller. His hair is nearly black, trimmed shorter at the sides and longer on top. Silver already touches his temples. He wears black tactical pants, heavy boots, and a fitted black shirt. But his body is not what holds my attention. His face does. Sharp cheekbones, a hard jaw, a mouth that looks as if smiling is something he rarely bothers with. And his eyes. Even from the edge of the crowd I can see them. Not gold. Not amber. Something between the two. They seem to glow from within. Wolf eyes in human form. He surveys the pack. Wherever those eyes land, wolves instinctively lower their heads and expose their throats. No command is needed. Alpha Dominic steps forward. Our Alpha is powerful. I have known that my entire life. Beside this man, he suddenly looks ordinary. Alpha King Damon. Dominic bows his head. Welcome to Crescent Moon Pack. We are honored by your presence. Damon. So that is his name. The Alpha King inclines his head once. The gesture manages to be both acknowledgement and dismissal. Alpha Dominic, thank you for receiving us. His voice is low, resonant, edged with roughness. A voice built for command. A voice that expects to be obeyed. Dominic gestures toward the house. We've prepared quarters for you and your men. If there is anything you require, I'll tell you. Damon's attention continues moving over the crowd. He is searching, not casually observing, searching. Then his gaze reaches me. Everything stops. I know what a mate bond feels like. I know the golden pull, the rush of recognition, the overwhelming certainty. This is not that. But something happens. A different kind of recognition. A sensation like a lock turning somewhere deep inside me. His strange, glowing eyes remain fixed on mine. He does not blink, does not look away. For one impossible moment, it feels as if the hundreds of wolves between us have vanished. My wolf, silent and miserable since Callum's rejection, suddenly rises. She does not cry, mate. She does something stranger. She bows. Not from fear, not quite from submission. Recognition, respect. I do not understand. And before I can, Damon starts walking toward me. The crowd breaks apart instantly. Wolves move out of his path without being asked. Dominic calls after him, but Damon ignores him. Those glowing eyes remain on me. My heartbeat accelerates with every step. He is going to pass me. He must be looking at someone behind me. Why would the Alpha King care about a rejected woman whose wolf can barely shift properly? He stops directly in front of me. Up close, his presence is overwhelming. His scent reaches me. Winter frost, ancient forest, smoke, something untamed beneath all of it. My mouth goes dry. You, one word. It lands with the weight of a brand. I stare at him. What is your name? His voice is quieter now, clearly meant for me, but the command remains inside it. Lyra. I hate myself for stammering. Lyra Winterborn. Something flickers in his eyes. Winterborn, the beta's daughter. How does he know that? Yes. He takes a small step closer. The power of his wolf presses against mine. Strangely, It does not feel threatening. It feels as though he is studying me from the inside. You were rejected recently. It is not a question. The words strike me like a slap. Can he smell the broken bond? The rejection sickness? The shame? Yes. Who? That isn't. I swallow. It doesn't matter. It matters to me. Why? The question screams inside my head. Why would the Alpha King care who rejected an insignificant woman from an outer pack? Callum Thorne, I say quietly. Alpha Dominic's nephew. Something dangerous enters Damon's eyes. His face barely changes, but the air around us seems to cool. Every instinct I possess suddenly becomes alert. Show me. I blink. Show you what? Your wolf. Horror floods me. I can't. My face burns. I'm not. That was not a request. Power enters his voice. An Alpha King's command is not like a normal Alpha order. Something ancient and instinctive inside our species responds before thought can interfere. My wolf surges forward. The shift begins. Bones crack and reshape. Muscle tears and rebuilds. It hurts. It always hurts. Then I am standing on 4 legs among the remains of my clothes. Humiliation consumes me. I know exactly what everyone sees. A small brown she-wolf, barely larger than a human German shepherd. Nothing impressive. Nothing powerful. Delta rank at best. Perhaps lower. The Wolf Crescent Moon Pack has whispered about for years. The crowd says nothing. Silence can be worse than laughter. I can feel their pity, their embarrassment for me. Somewhere nearby, Callum must be watching, probably believing his rejection has just been justified in front of the Alpha King himself. Damon does not laugh. He does not look disappointed. He slowly circles me. Studying. Assessing. His expression is impossible to read. I want the earth to open and swallow me. Shift back. I obey. A blanket is thrown toward me, and I wrap it around my naked body. I stare at the ground. Your wolf is small, Damon says. I flinch. Then he adds, but she is not weak. My head snaps up. What? Delta rank, perhaps. He tilts his head. Not because she lacks power. I stare at him. Then why? Suppression. The word means nothing to me. I don't understand. Something is holding her back. His gaze sharpens. Trauma, perhaps. A curse. He pauses. Possibly both. A curse? The idea sounds absurd. No one in my pack practices that kind of magic. Are you certain? Yes. His eyes narrow. Tell me, Lyra Winterborn, how long have you felt as though your wolf is locked somewhere you cannot quite reach? My entire life. The answer appears immediately. But saying it would make this real. Wolves don't just get cursed. Don't they? Damon turns toward Alpha Dominic. I need to speak with her privately. Dominic stiffens. Your Majesty, perhaps it would be more appropriate if... I wasn't asking for approval. Damon's tone becomes quiet. Dangerously quiet. I'm informing you what will happen. Every wolf nearby freezes. Lyra Winterborn will meet me in the quarters you prepared. 1 hour. Alone. The command rolls through the pack. My father steps forward despite it. His beta instincts are fighting his instincts as my father. Your Majesty, my daughter has suffered significant trauma. Perhaps she should be given time to recover before... 1 hour. This time Damon's command carries enough power that even my father instinctively bares his neck. Then Damon looks at me again. Something in his expression softens. Barely. Just enough for me to notice there is something beneath the dominance. Something almost gentle. Don't be afraid. His voice lowers. I'm not going to hurt you. Then why does it feel as if I am standing at the edge of another cliff? Why does it feel as if the Alpha King is about to push me into a life I cannot see? He walks away. His men fall into formation around him. The crowd slowly begins to disperse, but every person looks at me differently now. Questions. Speculation. Judgment. The Alpha King singled out Lyra Winterborn, the rejected woman her own fated mate did not want. What could he possibly want with me? 58 minutes later, I stand outside the guest suite in Alpha Dominic's house. My mother insisted I change. I am wearing the best dress I own, a simple blue sundress. My father tried to come with me. My mother offered to wait outside, but Damon was explicit. Alone. So I stand there by myself, about to enter a room with the most powerful wolf in every territory, with absolutely no idea why he wants me. I lift my hand to knock. The door opens before my knuckles touch it. A man stands there. Not Damon, one of his guards. Tall, scarred. His eyes assess me in a heartbeat. Lyra Winterborn? Yes. The king is waiting. He steps aside. The guest suite is enormous. Far larger than my bedroom at home. Expensive furniture. Floor-to-ceiling windows. A sitting area that probably costs more than my family earns in a year. Damon stands near the windows with his back to me. He has changed into dark jeans and a charcoal shirt. His hands are folded behind him. He looks relaxed at first glance, but tension lives in his shoulders. Like a predator that never completely stops expecting a fight. Leave us. He does not turn. The guard immediately exits. The door closes. We are alone. Sit. Damon gestures toward a chair. I sit with my hands folded in my lap. For several seconds he says nothing. The silence grows until I can barely tolerate it. Finally he asks, "Do you know why I came here?" "No, Your Majesty. I'm looking for someone." He turns. Those glowing eyes pin me to the chair. I have been looking for a very long time. I don't understand what that has to do with me. Don't you? He crosses the room. Slowly. Deliberately. Then stops in front of me. "Tell me about your rejection." My stomach twists. "Why?" "Tell me why your mate rejected you." The question is painfully direct. Yet his tone is not mocking. There is no pity. Only genuine attention. "He said I was weak," I whisper, "that my wolf was barely Delta rank, that I wouldn't give him strong airs." Shame burns again. "He said the moon goddess made a mistake. And what do you believe?" I look down. I look down. I look down. I think. The admission sticks in my throat. I think maybe he was right. I think maybe he was right. I sound comes from Damon, low. Almost a growl. He was wrong. You don't know that. I know enough. He crouches until we are eye level. This close, I can see tiny silver flecks inside the strange color of his eyes. I know you've been suppressed almost your entire life. My breath catches. I know your wolf is trapped behind something you do not understand. He leans slightly closer. And I know you are stronger than you have ever been allowed to believe. How could you possibly know that? His hand rises slowly. He gives me time to move away. I do not. 2 fingers touch the center of my chest, directly over my heart. Power explodes through me. Not pain. Something more startling, like lightning through my veins, like a sleeping part of me suddenly opening its eyes. My wolf howls, actually howls, and for one brief second, I see her with impossible clarity. Not small, not weak, powerful, radiant, trapped behind bars I never knew existed. I jerk backward. What did you do? I showed you what is already there. Damon rises and gives me space. You are not weak, Lyra Winterborn. His expression becomes severe. You were bound. My heart pounds. Someone placed a suppression spell on you when you were very young, most likely not long after your first shift. I stare at him. It has been dampening your wolf ever since, making her appear smaller and weaker than she truly is. No. The word comes too quickly. That's impossible. Is it? Who would curse me? Why? That is what I intend to discover. He pauses. But first, I need to know whether you will let me help you. Help me do what? Break the curse. My breath catches. Free your wolf. He takes another step toward me. Allow you to become whatever you were meant to become before someone took that choice from you. My mind races. And after that? If you're willing, you'll return to the capital with me. I stare. What? His expression does not change. I'm claiming you, Lyra Winterborn. His voice is absolute. Not as a mate. I am not your fated mate, and I will never pretend to be. He holds my gaze. But I am claiming you as mine to protect, as a member of my pack, under my authority and protection. I don't understand. The words barely leave my mouth. Why? Because you are what I have been searching for. He moves closer again. There is something intense in his expression now, almost hungry. I can feel the power trapped inside you. His gaze drops briefly to where he touched my heart. And I want to see what happens when it is finally free. A dangerous flicker crosses his face. Your mate was a fool to reject you. His eyes return to mine. I am not a fool. I cannot process this. The Alpha King cannot actually be standing in front of me, offering to remove a curse I never knew existed, offering to take me away from Crescent Moon Pack, claiming me. This is insane, I whisper. Yes. To my surprise, Damon agrees immediately. It is. Then he extends his hand. But insanity does not make it untrue. I stare at his palm. What do you say, Lyra? My wolf pushes forward. Will you allow me to help you? His voice lowers. Will you come with me and find out who you really are? The choice stretches before me. Stay here. Remain the rejected woman everyone whispers about. The weak wolf Callum discarded. Spend years enduring pity and humiliation. Or take Damon's hand. Follow the Alpha King into a city I have never seen. Into danger. Into uncertainty. Into a future I cannot imagine. My wolf is practically screaming at me to accept. Not because Damon is our mate. He is not. But she recognizes something in him. Something that calls to whatever has been trapped inside us. If I go, I ask, can I come back? If you want. His hand remains perfectly steady, but I don't think you will. Why? Because once you understand what was taken from you, once you discover what you are capable of, I don't think you will ever want to make yourself small again. The words hit something inside me. Because he is right about one thing. I am tired. Tired of being weak. Tired of being weak. Tired of being weak. Tired of being rejected. Tired of living as though something is wrong with me. Maybe I should finally learn what happens when I stop believing everyone else's definition of who I am. I place my hand in his. His fingers close around mine. Warm. Strong. Certain. Something like satisfaction flashes through his eyes. Good. He rises. We leave at dawn. And just like that, my life changes again. But this time, someone else did not make the choice for me. Callum chose rejection. The moon goddess chose a bond. Damon chose to claim me. But this decision is mine. I am the one stepping toward the edge. I am the one choosing to jump. I only hope I survive the fall. Chapter 3. The Journey to the Capital. I do not sleep that night. How could I? In less than a day, I have gone from being Crescent Moon Pack's rejected woman to someone personally claimed by the Alpha King. I have gone from believing my weakness was simply part of me to being told someone may have forced it on me. Yesterday, I thought I had no future. Now I have one. And it frightens me almost as much as it excites me. My parents have no idea what to make of any of it. This is highly irregular. My father has repeated the sentence so many times that I have lost count. He paces the living room. The Alpha King does not simply arrive at an outer pack and claim one of its wolves. There are protocols, procedures. He's the Alpha King, my mother says gently. He doesn't need anyone's procedure. My father stops. But why Lyra? He looks directly at me. Fear sits beneath the frustration in his face. What does he want from you? I wish I knew. I sit on the couch, both hands around a cup of tea that went cold long ago. He said I've been cursed, that my wolf has been suppressed. That's ridiculous. My father answers immediately. No one here practices dark magic. And even if someone did, why would they target you? You were a child. I don't know, Dad. I look down at the untouched tea. But when Damon touched me, my father raises an eyebrow at my use of the king's name, but I continue. I felt her, my wolf, not the way I usually feel her. I search for words. She was bigger, stronger, like something was between us. My mother sits beside me and takes my hand. Are you absolutely sure you want to do this? Her thumb rubs over my fingers. You do not have to leave with him. You belong to Crescent Moon Pack. You belong to this family. We can protect you, my father says. Can they? Could anyone protect me from Damon if he truly decided he wanted something? But that is not even the question bothering me. The real question is whether I want protection from him. I want to go. The words surprise even me. But once I say them, I know they are true. I need to understand this. I need to know why I have always felt like my wolf was somewhere I couldn't reach. My throat tightens. And I inhale. I want to stop being the weak one. My voice shakes. The rejected one. I want to know who I am without all of that. You have never been weak. May's voice comes from the doorway. I did not hear her arrive. She crosses the room quickly. You're the strongest person I know. You have to say that. You're my sister. I say it because it's true. She kneels in front of me. Her eyes shine with unshed tears. When Callum rejected you, I thought you were going to break completely. Pain flashes through her face at the memory. But you got up. She squeezes my hands. You walked into that pack meeting 3 days later even though everyone was staring at you. That doesn't make going with the Alpha King brave. No? I think it makes me desperate. May gives me a sad smile. Maybe desperate and brave look exactly the same sometimes. We stay together until the darkness outside begins fading toward dawn. Then there is nothing left to do except pack. The motorcade waits outside Alpha Dominic's home. Black SUVs gleam beneath the early morning light. Their engines are already running. Wolves have gathered to watch my departure. Some look curious. Some concerned. A few appear openly pleased that the rejected woman is leaving. I tell myself not to search for Callum. I do anyway. He stands toward the rear of the crowd. His amber eyes remain pointed anywhere except at me. A small, wounded part of me wants him to look, wants him to understand that the most powerful wolf in the territories saw value in the thing he discarded. But another part of me is beginning not to care. Callum made his choice. Now I am making mine. Miss Winterbourne, the scarred guard from Damon's suite approaches. I'm Riker, captain of the King's Guard, so that is his name. I'll be riding in your vehicle. Okay. There is not much else to say. Your luggage has already been loaded. His Majesty wants you in the second SUV. And he'll be in the first? Yes. Of course he will. For a moment, insecurity returns. I am a project to him. A curiosity. Not someone the Alpha King would actually choose as a traveling companion. I hug my family goodbye. My mother cries openly. My father's jaw remains locked because if he loosens it, I suspect he will cry too. May clings to me and whispers that I will see her soon. Alpha Dominic gives me a formal farewell. He looks troubled, but resigned. Then I climb into the vehicle. The leather seats are probably worth more than everything I packed. The door closes. The motorcade starts moving. Crescent Moon Pack slowly disappears behind us. I watch through the window as I leave every place I have ever known. The capital is 6 hours away. We cross territories I have only heard about. Forests. Fields. Small towns. Pack boundaries marked by signs and patrol posts. Riker sits across from me. He is mostly silent, occasionally speaking into a radio to coordinate the vehicles. I stare out the window and try not to reconsider every choice that brought me here. You're afraid. Riker's voice startles me. I'm not. It's acceptable to be afraid. He leans back. Most wolves would be terrified. I look at him. The king isn't exactly easy to understand. That makes me curious despite myself. What is he really like? Riker studies me. The real version, not the alpha king everyone sees. He thinks before answering. Complicated. Not very helpful. Fair. He continues. But ruthless when he needs to be. His gaze moves toward the road. He expects absolute loyalty. He gives the same loyalty in return. You respect him. He's the best leader I've served. Then his expression shifts slightly. But he is damaged in ways most people never see. Damaged how? That is not my story to tell. He looks back at me. But I will tell you this. The king never acts without a reason. The statement sits heavily. If he claimed you and brought you to the capital, then he sees something he needs. Riker pauses. Or wants. Possibly both. That isn't comforting. It wasn't meant to be. His expression remains completely serious. It was meant to be honest. He folds his arms. The king values honesty more than almost anything. Almost? Remember this if you plan to survive around him. Riker's eyes harden. Never lie to Damon. Tell him an ugly truth before you tell him a comforting lie. Why? Because he can forgive truth. Riker looks away. Lies are what make him dangerous. I store the warning carefully. It joins the growing collection of things I need to understand about the man who turned my life upside down. We stop once for fuel and food. Through the window, I watch Damon step from the first SUV. Guards immediately surround him. He moves with the same controlled, predatory grace I noticed yesterday. Every person at the rest area looks. Damon does not glance toward my vehicle. I tell myself I am relieved. I know I am lying. By the time we approach the capital, the sun is sinking. Orange and gold spread across the horizon. Eclipse City rises ahead of us. For several seconds, I can only stare. Glass towers catch the dying sunlight beside old stone buildings that look centuries old. A massive wall encircles everything, beautiful, intimidating, protective, and perhaps a little like a cage. Eclipse City, Riker says, heart of the Alpha King's territory. Guards at the gates straighten the instant our motorcade appears. Inside the walls, broad streets run between shops, restaurants, residences, offices, and crowded walkways. Yet wherever the vehicles pass, everything slows. People stop walking. Conversations end. Wolves turn toward us. Some lower their heads. Others press a hand over the heart in respect. This is different from Crescent Moon Pack. Those wolves did not merely obey Damon. These people seem to revere him. Real power, I realize, is not only strength. It is devotion. The motorcade continues, until we reach something I can only call a palace. White stone, dark glass, manicured gardens, layers of guards. The building seems ancient and modern at once. A physical reflection of the man inside the lead vehicle. We stop in a circular drive. Riker opens my door. This way, Miss Winterbourne. My legs feel unsteady as I step out. Damon is already moving toward the entrance. Several guards flank him. Every wolf nearby seems aware of him. Lyra. His voice cuts through everything. I jump. He has stopped at the entrance and turned toward me. Keep up. There is no cruelty in the words. Just expectation. I hurry forward. Riker follows beside me. Inside, the palace is even more overwhelming. High ceilings. Marble floors. Artwork that could probably fund Crescent Moon Pack for years. Wolves in formal clothes move through enormous corridors. Every person stops to bow when Damon passes. He barely acknowledges them. He knows exactly where he is going. Eventually, we reach a quieter private wing. Damon opens a door. The room beyond makes the royal guest suite back home look tiny. These are yours. I step inside. Mine? You'll stay here while we work on your curse. This is... I stare at the huge bedroom, sitting area, and bathroom beyond. The bathtub looks almost large enough to swim in. This is too much. You're under my protection. Damon's tone leaves no room for argument. You'll be housed accordingly. He turns to go. Dinner is at 8. Someone will collect you. Wait. He stops. I do not know where the courage comes from. Why are you really doing this? Damon looks back at me. For one brief instant, I see something in his expression I have not seen before. Loneliness. 10 years ago, I made someone a promise. His voice is quieter. I have spent every year since then looking for a way to keep it. His eyes hold mine. You may be that way. I don't understand. You will. He steps into the corridor. Rest, Lyra. Then he is gone. And once again I am left with far more questions than answers. Several hours later, a knock interrupts my pacing. I have explored the entire suite twice, taken a shower, stared suspiciously at the enormous bathtub, and discovered an entire wardrobe filled with clothes in my exact size. All new. All expensive. Someone prepared for me. The idea is flattering. It is also unsettling. I open the door. A petite woman stands outside. Dark hair is pulled into a severe bun. Sharp green eyes take in everything about me in one glance. Lyra Winterborn? Yes, I'm Elena, the king's personal assistant. Her posture is perfect. I'm here to escort you to dinner. I glance at the emerald green dress I chose from the wardrobe. Knee-length. Simple compared to many of the others. Is this appropriate? A hint of approval crosses her face. Perfect. She turns. His Majesty dislikes unnecessary display. He values authenticity. That is not what I expected to hear about Damon. Elena guides me through enough hallways that I know I could never find my way back alone. Guards nod to her, then openly stare at me after we pass. We finally enter a dining room, smaller and more intimate than I expected. A table for two. Candles. Tall windows overlooking Eclipse City. Damon stands by the glass with his back to us. Your Majesty, Elena says. Miss Winterborn is here. Thank you, Elena. She bows. That will be all. The door closes behind her. Damon turns. He is wearing dark slacks and a white shirt with the sleeves rolled to his elbows. Scars cross his forearms. His hair is damp. For the first time, he looks almost human. Almost. Sit. I obey. He takes the seat across from me. For a moment, neither of us speaks. Then he pours wine into 2 glasses. You don't need to fear me. He slides one toward me. Everyone fears you. The response escapes before I can reconsider it. Amusement touches his expression. True. He lifts his glass. But you don't have to. You keep saying you won't hurt me. I won't. Then what exactly are you going to do to me? Damon drinks before answering. I'm going to show you who you are. His gaze becomes serious. I'm going to break the curse suppressing your wolf. And afterward? I will ask you to help me. With what? All in time. A server appears with food. Beautiful dishes. The smell reminds me I have barely eaten all day. We eat quietly for several minutes. To my surprise, silence with Damon is not uncomfortable. It is almost peaceful. Then he asks, "Tell me about your childhood." I set down my fork. Specifically? Your first shift. How old were you? 6. Young, but not unusually young. He nods. What do you remember? I search memories I have not examined in years. It hurt. I close my eyes briefly. The healer said it hurt more than a first shift should. What else? My wolf felt. I struggle for the right words. Wrong. His attention sharpens. Wrong how? Like she didn't fit inside my body. I open my eyes. Afterward, I couldn't shift again for almost a year. Did anyone investigate? The healer ran tests. I shrug. She said I was probably a late bloomer. Some wolves take longer to grow into their strength. But you didn't. No. The old shame returns. I stayed small. Weak. Damon's fork touches the plate with a sharp sound. You are not weak. There is anger in his voice. Not directed at me. You were suppressed. How are you so sure? Because I have seen this before. Everything in his face changes. 10 years ago, I found another wolf cursed with a suppression spell. My breathing slows. The curse was designed to trap their true power and make them appear weak. What happened? When I found them, the spell had been in place too long. His jaw tightens. It had woven itself too deeply into the wolf's essence. He looks toward the window. I tried to remove it. The unfinished sentence frightens me more than an answer. What happened, Damon? They died. The words are emotionless. His eyes are not. The curse had become part of them. Removing it destroyed both the wolf and the person. Cold fear crawls through my body. And you want to try that on me? No. He leans forward. I want you to understand that I will not repeat that mistake. His voice is firm. I have spent 10 years studying suppression magic. 10 years? Learning how it is built, how it binds, how to dismantle it safely. He meets my eyes. I have found 12 other wolves carrying variations of the same curse. My stomach tightens. And? I successfully freed 11. What happened to the 12th? They chose not to attempt it. His tone remains respectful. The curse had been with them for 40 years. They preferred living with reduced power over risking death. He pauses. I honored that decision. Then his eyes settle on me. And if you decide the same, I will honor yours. But you don't think I will. No. A hint of certainty enters his voice. I think you need to know who you really are. Goddess help me. He is right. Who curses a child? My voice is barely above a whisper. Who would do that? That is one of the questions we need answered. Damon sits back. Suppression curses are dark magic. They are difficult and expensive. His expression becomes thoughtful. No one casts one casually. So I was chosen deliberately. Yes. Why? I don't know. He watches me carefully. But whoever did this wanted to make certain you never reached your full potential. I'm nobody. The words come automatically. Just the beta's daughter in an outer pack. Damon's eyes glow brighter. That is precisely the question that brought me to Crescent Moon. I freeze. What? 6 months ago, information reached me that someone in Crescent Moon Pack had been cursed as a child. My pulse jumps. Someone whose true strength had been hidden. You came looking for me. Not for you specifically. He corrects me. I came looking for someone like you. Someone suppressed. Someone hidden. Someone made to look weak. The instant I saw you and felt your wolf, I knew I had found what I came for. I stare at him. What do you think I am? My voice trembles. What could possibly be inside me that was worth cursing? For the first time, Damon truly smiles. The change is startling. His face looks younger, less terrifying, almost beautiful. That, he says, is what we are going to discover. He lifts his glass. Tomorrow. What happens tomorrow? His smile fades into focused certainty. Tomorrow, I break your curse. Fear coils in my stomach. What if you do all that and nothing changes? What? What if the curse comes off and I'm still... I look down. Still me. Still weak. Damon's expression hardens. Not at me. At the idea. Then you remain under my protection. I look up. You still have a place in my pack and in this palace. He leans forward. This is not conditional on discovering some extraordinary power, Lyra. His voice softens. It is about freeing you from something another person forced onto you without consent. A tension I did not know I was carrying loosens in my chest. Okay, I pick up my wine. Tomorrow, we break it. Tomorrow, Damon agrees. He raises his glass. We set you free. The crystal touches with a quiet chime. I do not know what tomorrow will bring. I do not know whether I can survive having something so old torn out of me. I do not know what I will become if I do survive. But for the first time since Callum rejected me, something inside me feels dangerously close to hope. Maybe Damon is right. Maybe I am stronger than I think. Maybe it is finally time to find out. Chapter 4. Breaking the Curse. I do not sleep. Again. Every time I close my eyes, I see Damon's face when he told me about the wolf who died. He controlled his voice perfectly, but the pain beneath it was impossible to hide. For 10 years, he has carried the weight of that failure. What if I become another? What if tomorrow ends with my body on a palace floor and Damon forced to watch another wolf die because he tried to save her? What if Callum was right? What if I really am too weak for this? By dawn, I have imagined running at least a dozen times. I could leave the palace, disappear into Eclipse City, find a way back home, accept the smaller life I already know. Become Lyra Winterborn, rejected and weak, but alive. Yet I do not run, because beneath the fear is something stronger. I remember Damon's fingers against my chest, the rush of power. The moment I saw my wolf behind those invisible bars. I need to know. Even if the truth terrifies me. Even if freedom hurts. The knock comes early. Elena stands outside looking as composed as always. Good morning, Miss Winterborn. His Majesty requests you in the ritual chamber. Ritual chamber? My voice is rough from lack of sleep. That sounds comforting. It's where he breaks curses. That does not make it sound better. For the first time, sympathy touches her face. You should eat first. She carries in a tray. Eggs, toast, fruit, tea. You'll need strength. I force myself to eat even though everything tastes like ash. Elena waits. Have you watched him do this? I ask eventually. Break curses? Yes. 12 attempts, as he told you. I witnessed the last 8. And? It is unpleasant. Her answer is brutally simple. But he is exceptionally good. The one who died. I cannot finish. That happened before I served him. Elena pours more tea. But I know what it did to him. Her green eyes meet mine. He will not allow it to happen again. There is absolute certainty in her voice. Damon would die himself before willingly losing another wolf under his protection. It should comfort me. Instead, it creates another pressure. Now I need to survive for myself. And because he does not deserve to carry another ghost. When I cannot force down another bite, Elena takes me deeper into the palace. Down staircases I never noticed. The architecture gradually changes. Polished marble gives way to ancient stone. Modern hallways narrow. The air becomes colder, older. This is the original palace, Elena explains. The oldest section. How old? More than 5 centuries. The first Alpha King used these chambers after claiming this territory. We stop before a heavy wooden door. Elena knocks 3 times. After a pause, Damon's voice answers. Enter. The ritual chamber is circular. Dark stone forms the walls and domed ceiling. Every sound echoes. Hundreds of candles provide the only light. They are arranged in precise patterns around a vast circle, painted or drawn onto the floor in white. Symbols cover the inside. I recognize none of them. Damon stands at the circle's edge, all black, his eyes already faintly glowing. He is not alone. An elderly woman sits near the wall. She is so old I am almost afraid a strong breeze might break her. Pure white hair, a face covered in deep lines. But her eyes are clear, sharp, knowing. Ah, her surprisingly strong voice fills the chamber. So this is the one. Damon gestures. Lyra, this is grandmother Iris. He looks toward the old woman. She is the eldest witch in my pack. She'll assist us. Witch? Iris rises with far more grace than I expected. Half witch. She approaches. Half wolf. Her mouth twists in amusement. A useful combination when one spends one's life undoing other people's magical stupidity. She studies me. Not politely. Thoroughly. Then she hums. Yes. I tense. What? I can see it. Her gaze narrows. The suppression. My skin prickles. It's woven through you like a parasite. That is a deeply unpleasant description. Iris laughs. Dry and soft. I like her, Damon. She has a spine. Damon. Hearing someone casually use the Alpha King's name makes him suddenly seem less like a title and more like a person. I look at Iris. Can you remove it? I can help him remove it. She points toward Damon. But understand this before you agree, child. All humor leaves her face. It will hurt. My stomach tightens. How badly? The curse has been inside you almost your entire life. Her eyes become grave. Removing it may feel as though pieces of your soul are being torn loose with it. How comforting. Iris chuckles again. Damon does not. Lyra, I turn toward him. I need you to understand exactly what we're about to do. I nod. Iris and I will enter a shared trance. He points toward the circle. We'll combine our power and use it to see the curse as it exists across your wolf's essence. Actually see it? Yes. Then what? We unravel it. His tone is calm. Slowly, carefully, one section at a time. How long? Several hours. How many? Possibly 6 or 7. My mouth goes dry. You'll remain conscious. Damon does not soften the truth. You'll feel the entire process. Iris folds her hands. At some point, you will probably ask us to stop. Damon nods. You may decide living with the curse is easier than enduring its removal. And if I tell you to stop, we stop. Immediately. No hesitation. This only works if you choose it. His gaze is intense. Your consent matters every second, Lyra. The moment you withdraw it, the ritual ends. No punishment? No. No disappointment? No. No consequences? None. I inhale slowly, and if I don't stop, Damon's eyes brighten. Then we free your wolf. My pulse accelerates. And finally find out who you really are. I stare at the circle, the candles, the symbols, the dark stone. Every instinct tells me to leave. Choose safety. Choose the familiar prison. But I am exhausted from safety. Exhausted from being small. What do I do? Relief flashes across Damon's face. Step into the circle. He gestures toward the center. Sit. Then his voice softens. And trust us. Trust. Such a small word for something terrifying. Yet somehow I do trust him. I step over the markings carefully and sit cross-legged. Cold stone presses through the thin shirt and leggings Elena chose for me. Damon and Iris sit on opposite sides. Together, the three of us form a triangle. Close your eyes, Iris instructs. I obey. Breathe. I slow my breathing. Find your wolf. I turn inward. Search. She is there, as always. Muted. Far away. Separated from me by what feels like thick glass. I will begin the chant, Iris says. Do not be frightened by the language. It is older than the packs. She begins. The words are unfamiliar. Flowing. Rhythmic. The air changes. Pressure gathers against my skin. Magic. I feel it before I understand it. Then Damon joins her. His deep voice moves beneath Iris's chant. The sound vibrates through my bones. Power builds. Higher. Heavier. Until the room feels saturated with it. Then the magic enters me. My eyes fly open. The ritual chamber is glowing. The symbols beneath us pulse with light. Every candle burns unnaturally bright. Silver-white energy surrounds Damon. Pure dominance. Pure alpha king. Iris glows green and gold. Ancient. Wild. Look inward. Damon's voice echoes strangely. Find your wolf. I close my eyes again. Power floods through every part of me. Then I see her. Oh, goddess. The words escape me. For the first time in my life, my wolf is not simply a presence. She is visible inside my mind, curled into herself. And surrounding her are chains, not metal, threads of sickly black-green light, hundreds, thousands, wrapped around her legs, chest, muzzle, throat. I see it. My voice shakes. The curse. I want to be sick. It's everywhere. Good, Iris says. Stay still. Her voice becomes distant. We're coming in. Two distinct presences enter my mental space. Damon, Iris. Their awareness overlaps mine. They can see what I see. A curse leaves Damon's mouth. His reaction frightens me. Whoever built this knew exactly what they were doing. Iris studies the threads. Master-level work. Her mental presence circles the curse. Old too, 16 or 17 years at least. I swallow. It has had time to root. Can you remove it? My mental voice sounds like a frightened child. Yes. Damon moves closer. But Iris was right. His attention remains on the black-green threads. This is going to hurt. I'm ready. No. There is no cruelty in the answer. No one is ever ready for something like this. His presence settles beside mine. But we're here. He waits. You won't do it alone. Then they begin. The first strand comes free. Pain rips through me like a heated blade beneath my skin. My body jerks. A cry bursts from my throat. Breathe. Damon's voice anchors me. Lyra, breathe. The second thread hurts worse. The third makes me scream. By the 10th, tears are streaming down my face. Please. I gasp. It hurts. I know. Damon remains steady. I know. Another strand comes free. Look at your wolf. I force myself to focus through the agony. Where the curse has been removed, her fur is brighter. Her head is beginning to lift. Her eyes flutter open. She's waking up. The realization is barely a whisper. Yes, Iris says. Keep going. I almost laugh from relief. Then Iris adds, we're perhaps 1/10 finished. 1/10. Goddess. The next stretch is pure agony. They pull the curse apart strand by strand. Layer by layer. I scream until my throat becomes raw. At different moments I beg, threaten, plead, promise things I will never remember. But Damon never disappears. Stay with me, Lyra. Another thread tears loose. You're doing well. Another. Don't give up. My wolf begins fighting too. The more chains they remove, the stronger she becomes. She pulls against those remaining. Her pain combines with mine. I can no longer tell where my agony ends and hers begins. Halfway, Iris eventually announces. The worst is behind us. She is lying. It gets worse, because now my wolf is awake enough to understand what was done to her. She feels the years she lost, the strength stolen from her. Her howl tears through my mind. Not fear anymore. Rage, grief, betrayal. Damon's presence wraps around us. Easy. His voice is gentle. Easy, little wolf. She snarls against the remaining threads. We're nearly there. Time loses meaning. Minutes could be hours. Hours could be minutes. There is only pain. There is only the slow unmaking of something another person built inside me. Then Iris says the words I have been desperate to hear. Last layer. Relief nearly destroys me. But she continues. This one is wrapped around her heart. Damon goes completely focused. I see it. Delicate, Iris warns. I know. His presence sharpens. Lyra, I can barely answer. Yes, this is the most dangerous part. Fear punches through exhaustion. You need to remain absolutely still. Why? If I cut the wrong place or move too quickly, I could damage your wolf's essence permanently. I am shaking uncontrollably. How am I supposed to stay still? Look at me. The command pulls my attention toward him. Inside this shared mental space, Damon is not a physical man. He is power, dominance, will, something ancient wrapped in silver-white light. I will not let anything happen to you. His words fill the darkness. Do you understand? I stare at him. I won't let you break. Something in me settles. I understand. Trust me one more time. I close my eyes. I do. Against logic, against fear. I trust him completely. He starts unraveling the final threads. The pain changes. It is no longer on my skin or in my bones. It feels as though he is touching the deepest part of my existence. My wolf whimpers. I hold her steady. Hold myself steady. Almost. Damon's voice trembles with concentration. Almost. One strand remains. Last one, Lyra. He pulls. Something tears. The curse does not gently dissolve. It shatters. Black-green power explodes outward. I scream. Then the place where the curse lived for 17 years suddenly becomes empty, and something rushes in to fill it. Power. My power. Real power. So much of it that for a moment I cannot comprehend what I am feeling. My wolf surges upright. She is no longer small, no longer weak. She is enormous. Easily twice the size I always believed her to be. Her entire body radiates strength, potential, everything that had been stolen. She raises her head and howls. Triumph, joy, rage for the lost years, relief for freedom. I howl with her. My physical body convulses inside the ritual circle. Light pours from my skin. Not the normal gold of wolf magic. Something different. Iris gasps. Damon becomes completely still. Impossible, Iris whispers. Damon's answer comes quietly. No. Awe enters his voice. Not impossible. The light grows brighter. Just very, very rare. Then the magic settles. I open my eyes. I am lying on the stone. Every muscle hurts. But I am alive. So incredibly alive. I try to sit. My body almost collapses again. Damon catches my shoulders. What? My voice is barely there. What am I? He looks into my eyes. Then he smiles. You, Lyra Winterborn. He pauses. You are a lunar wolf. My breath stops. The first one born in more than 300 years. Chapter 5. Discovery of Power. A lunar wolf. The words feel foreign in my mouth. What does that even mean? Damon helps me sit upright. He keeps one hand near me, and I am grateful, because I am not certain my body can support itself yet. I feel emptied out, exhausted, and at the same time, something immense has awakened inside me. Iris approaches. Her ancient face is filled with wonder. It means you carry a blessing from the moon goddess herself. I stare at her. Lunar wolves are exceptionally rare. Their power exists outside the ordinary hierarchy. Outside alpha rank? Far outside it. Iris smiles faintly. There are things lunar wolves can do that even we do not fully understand. But I've always been weak. Because someone made sure you appeared weak, Damon says. His voice hardens instantly. Someone knew what you were. He looks furious. And they were determined to make sure you never discovered it. The implication settles over me. Someone saw me when I was 6. A child. And deliberately trapped my wolf. Yes, Damon says quietly, reading the realization on my face. We will find out who. Iris removes a small vial from her clothing. But first, you will drink this. I take it. What is it? Something to stabilize your body. She points impatiently. You just had 17 years of curse magic ripped out of your essence. Your system needs help adjusting. I drink. The liquid tastes strangely sweet. Honey and something cool I can only imagine moonlight would taste like. Almost immediately, some of my shaking stops. What can lunar wolves actually do? I hand back the empty vial. What makes one dangerous enough that someone would curse a child? Damon and Iris exchange a glance. There is no single answer, Damon says. Each lunar wolf manifests different gifts. Iris begins counting them. Some heal through touch. Some see possibilities in the future. Some can read minds. She lifts a white eyebrow. Others can command wolves without regard for rank. And me? You'll discover that when the gifts emerge. How long? A few days, normally. Iris studies me. But your wolf has been suppressed so long that nothing about your awakening is necessarily normal. I close my eyes. My wolf is there. Immediately. No glass wall. No distance. No chains. She paces inside my mind with restless energy. And now I can truly see her. Silver white fur. A body larger than anything I imagined. Eyes glowing with the same strange light I have seen in Damon. She feels ancient. And new. I need to shift. The need hits me suddenly. I need to see her. I try to stand. Not yet. Damon's voice stops me. Why? Your body is exhausted. I feel her. I know. His tone stays firm. But if you force a full shift before your system adjusts, you could injure yourself. How long? 24 hours at minimum. Frustration burns through me. But even my newly awakened wolf seems to recognize the truth. I can barely sit upright. Then help me stand. Damon gives me a look. I just want to stand. He takes both my arms and pulls me carefully upright. My legs immediately buckle. His arm wraps around my waist. I fall against his chest. Heat surrounds me. Winter frost and ancient forest fill my senses. Beneath my cheek, his heartbeat remains strong and steady. Easy. His voice is close to my ear. You've been in that circle nearly 7 hours. 7? I can hardly believe it. 7 hours of agony somehow felt like an eternity and an instant at the same time. I did it. The realization hits without warning. Tears fill my eyes. Not pain. Relief. Joy. I actually did it. Yes. Pride warms Damon's voice. You did. I begin crying harder. You were incredibly brave. I wanted to quit. My voice breaks. So many times. But you didn't. His arm tightens. That is what matters. For a moment, I simply lean against him. Iris watches us with an expression I cannot read. Eventually, she clears her throat. The king should take her to her room. I try to straighten. I can walk. My knees immediately tremble. No, Damon says. I can. No, Lyra. Then he lifts me. One arm beneath my knees, one behind my back. As though I weigh nothing. I should object. Insist he put me down. But I am too tired. Instead, I rest my head against his shoulder. Thank you. For what? All of it. My eyelids feel heavy. For not giving up on me. Damon's answer is immediate. I would never give up on you. Something fierce enters his voice. You're too important. I want to ask what that means. Why am I important to him? Why would the Alpha King care this deeply about a woman he met only days ago? But exhaustion pulls me under. The last thing I remember is Damon's heartbeat. And the strange, overwhelming certainty that I am safe in his arms. When I finally wake properly, 2 days have passed. Sunlight pours through the windows. The smell of real food reaches me. Not broth, not tea. Actual food. I sit up carefully. The bone-deep exhaustion is gone. In its place is energy, strength, vitality I have never felt before. My wolf stretches happily in my mind. No cage, no barrier. Elena appears in the doorway with a tray. You're awake. She looks relieved. And upright. Excellent. She sets the food down. The king has been worried. I blink. Damon worries? More than he allows anyone to see. My stomach growls at the eggs, bacon, toast, fruit, and orange juice in front of me. I begin eating. Elena sits nearby. He's been asking the healers for updates every few hours. My fork pauses. He has? Repeatedly. She gives me a knowing look. And making certain you have everything you need. I do not know how to respond, so I eat. The food tastes stronger than I remember food tasting. Every flavor is sharper. My senses are different. Elena? Yes? What do you know about lunar wolves? Only what most educated wolves know. She crosses one leg over the other. Rare, powerful, blessed by the moon goddess. I look at her. Apparently I am one. Her eyes widen slightly. Then understanding appears. Ah, what? That explains the king. What about him? He has been, she considers the word, intense. That sounds ominous. Orders, messages, old records. She leans closer. He is trying to find whoever cursed you. Warmth unfurls unexpectedly in my chest. Damon is not merely talking about justice. He is already searching. Someone stole 17 years of my life, and he is trying to find them. Can I see him? He is in his study. She rises. I'll inform him you are awake. Then she pauses. There is something you should know first. I wait. The king called a gathering for tonight. My stomach drops. What kind of gathering? The entire pack. Why? To announce you. Panic rises immediately. Announce what? What you are. I'm not ready. You will be. That is easy for you to say. Elena's expression softens. The pack needs to know you are under his protection. Why? Because visibility can also keep you safe. Safe from what? But she is already heading toward the door. We'll discuss it later. Eat. She leaves. I finish quickly and go to the bathroom. Then stop in front of the mirror. For a second, I do not recognize myself. My hair is still brown. But a silver streak now begins near one temple and runs through the length. My hazel eyes are no longer dull. Tiny points of lunar light shimmer inside them. I look changed, powerful, other. A knock sounds behind me. Come in. Damon enters. Dark jeans, gray sweater, casual clothes that somehow still look like armor on him. His eyes move over me. Relief appears before he hides it. You look better. I feel better. I turn toward the mirror. Different. The marks of a lunar wolf. He approaches. The silver streak draws his attention. They'll become stronger as your power settles. Is that normal? For you, yes. He studies my reflection. Lunar wolves exist between human and wolf in ways ordinary wolves do not. He reaches toward my hair, stops, then gently touches the silver streak. It's beautiful. Heat rises into my face. I change the subject immediately. Elena said you're investigating. His hand drops. I am. You found anything? I contacted every witch and magical practitioner with enough knowledge to recognize a curse of this complexity. His expression darkens. Only 3 names fit. My heart begins beating faster. 3? 2 are dead. And the 3rd? Disappeared 17 years ago. The room seems to tilt. What was her name? Morgana Thorn. Thorn. My stomach turns. Like Callum. Yes. You think his family cursed me? I think the timing is too precise to dismiss. Damon's jaw hardens. Morgana practiced dark magic. She disappeared around the same period your suppression began. His eyes narrow. And the Thorn family has always been ambitious. My wolf growls inside me. If they knew what I was, they may have had a reason to fear what you could become. They made me weak. Rage rises. They made me believe I was worthless. Power crackles around my body. The air changes. And then Callum rejected me because of the weakness his own family may have created. Lyra, Damon's voice cuts through the fury. Breathe. They knew. We don't know that yet. They had to. My hands shake. Power pulses outward. The name, the timing, his rejection. My voice becomes rougher, more wolf than human. They wanted me contained. Damon does not retreat from my power. He looks almost satisfied. And now you are precisely what they tried to prevent. I stare at him. A lunar wolf. His eyes glow. Free. A dangerous thrill runs through me. Under my protection. The idea of returning to Crescent Moon Pack flashes through my mind. Showing Callum. Showing everyone. Letting them see what they mocked. Revenge tastes intoxicating. But beneath it is grief. Why would anyone do that to a 6-year-old? My anger collapses. I was a child. Damon steps closer. Power frightens people. He speaks quietly. Sometimes fear makes them commit terrible things. I sit on the edge of the bed. What happens now? First, you learn control. He looks at the faint glow around my fingers. Your power is raw. And tonight, I tell my pack what you are. My stomach twists again, and I make your status clear. His expression becomes dangerous. Harming you means answering to me. And after tonight, we return to Crescent Moon Pack. My pulse jumps. We find the truth. His voice becomes a promise. We get justice. Something about the certainty in him sends a shiver through me. Why? He studies me. Why are you doing all of this? I stand. You broke my curse. You gave me a place here. Now you are offering revenge against whoever hurt me. I search his face. What do you gain? For several seconds, Damon is silent. Then he answers. 10 years ago, the wolf I failed to save was a lunar wolf. I freeze. He continues. I did not understand the curse well enough. I acted too late. Pain enters his eyes. After they died, I made a promise. What promise? If I ever found another lunar wolf, I would do everything in my power to protect them. His voice is steady. To give them the life the first one never had. So that's all this is? It began that way. My heart does something strange. And now? Damon looks directly at me. Now you are more than a promise. I forget to breathe. You're brave. He continues before I can respond. Resilient, stronger than you understand. His eyes soften. And what happened to you was wrong. You deserve justice whether you are a lunar wolf or not. Something tightens in my chest. I don't know how to be powerful. The admission comes quietly. I spent 17 years thinking I was weak. Damon extends his hand. You'll learn. I look at it. I'll teach you. His palm remains open. We'll figure it out together. I place my hand in his. Together. His fingers close around mine. That strange connection returns. Not a mate bond. Nothing forced by destiny. Something chosen. Perhaps that is why it feels so different. Rest, Damon tells me. Tonight will be overwhelming. He releases my hand reluctantly. The entire pack will want to see you. Will you stay? The question escapes before I can stop it. He turns back. Just for a while. I hate how vulnerable I sound. I don't want to be alone. Something gentle enters his face. Of course. He sits in the chair beside my bed. We do not need to speak. His presence is enough. And sitting there, I experience a thought that would have seemed impossible days ago. Maybe I am exactly where I am supposed to be. Not because destiny placed me here, because I chose to come. That evening, Elena helps me prepare for the gathering. Damon sent a silver gown. It catches the light like moonlight. The fabric follows my body without being excessive, and it makes the silver streak in my hair seem brighter. Elena pins the final section of my hair. You look like a queen. I look terrified. That too. Her mouth twitches. But mostly a queen. Damon comes personally to escort me. Seeing him in formal black clothing with a silver insignia across his chest makes my mouth go dry. He looks every inch the Alpha King. Untouchable. Powerful. Dangerous. Ready? No. I inhale. But let's do it anyway. A faint smile appears. He offers his arm. I take it. As we walk through the palace, wolves stop. They stare. Some lower their heads before they even know why. They can feel me, I whisper. Yes. What am I supposed to do? Breathe. We stop before massive doors. Beyond them, I hear hundreds of voices. Damon leans slightly closer. You are not alone. My fingers tighten around his arm. Don't leave me. His answer is immediate. Never. The doors open. The voices stop. And beside the Alpha King, I step into my new life. Chapter 6. The Gathering and the Challenge. Nearly 1,000 wolves fall silent. The Great Hall is enormous. Ancient battle murals cover the high ceiling. Chandeliers cast warm light over the crowd. At the far end stands a raised platform with 2 throne-like chairs. The wolves are arranged by rank. A visible hierarchy stretching from the platform toward the back. Every eye follows Damon and me. I feel curiosity, confusion, assessment. A few older wolves stare with something closer to recognition. Damon walks with one hand lightly against my back. We reach the platform. He positions me beside one chair while he stands in front of the other. He does not sit. Instead, he surveys his pack until the silence becomes complete. My wolves. His voice fills the hall without effort. I appreciate your gathering on short notice. No one moves. I called you here to introduce someone important. A ripple moves through the crowd. She will be living among us under my direct protection. Whispers begin. Everyone knows what those words mean. The Alpha King does not personally protect ordinary wolves. This is Lyra Winterborn. Damon gestures toward me. Some of you may already know part of her story. I feel every gaze. She was recently rejected by her fated mate in Crescent Moon Pack. The humiliation still stings. But I do not lower my head. What her former pack did not know. Damon's eyes briefly find mine. What even Lyra herself did not know until very recently. He turns back toward them. Is what she truly is. The hall becomes restless. Why would the Alpha King care about a rejected woman from an outer pack? Damon gives them the answer. Lyra Winterborn is a lunar wolf. The hall explodes. Gasps. Denials. Questions. Some wolves turn toward one another in disbelief. The oldest members react differently. Several immediately drop to their knees. A lunar wolf hasn't been born in 300 years. Someone calls. Until now. Damon's voice ends the noise. Grandmother Iris and I verified her nature personally. His tone becomes harder. Lyra was cursed as a child. Her true wolf was suppressed. Whispers spread again. The curse has been broken. He looks across the hall. She is what I say she is. Prove it. A voice comes from the crowd. Another joins. Let her shift. Show us. Agreement grows. Damon's jaw tightens. She is not ready. The crowd quiets slightly. Her body is still adapting. Then how do we know? A large wolf with beta markings steps forward. I recognize him as one of the senior-ranked wolves. Any wolf could claim divine blessing. He bows respectfully. We need proof, Your Majesty. Damon looks ready to end the argument with one command. I touch his arm. I'll do it. His head snaps toward me. Lyra, they're right. You broke the curse 2 days ago. I know. Your body may not be ready for another transformation. Then stay close. I hold his gaze. Catch me if I fall. We stare at each other. Finally, Damon gives one sharp nod. Very well. He turns. Clear the center. Wolves move immediately. A wide open circle appears in the great hall. Damon leads me down from the platform. His hand stays at my lower back. Last chance, he murmurs. Are you sure? No. I almost smile. But I'm doing it. A hint of amusement reaches his eyes. That seems to be becoming your signature. We reach the middle. He steps away. I suddenly remember the expensive silver gown. It is about to be destroyed. Strangely, I do not care. I close my eyes, reach inward. My wolf surges forward eagerly. She wants this. She wants them to see her. She wants the world to witness what someone tried to bury. The shift begins, and it is completely different. My old transformations were violent. Bones breaking, muscle tearing, pain. This feels almost effortless. My bones flow instead of snap. Muscle expands instead of ripping. Power floods through every part of me. Within seconds, the change is complete. I stand on 4 legs. The world becomes sharper, every sound clearer, every scent distinct. I can smell individual wolves, their fear, excitement, rank, health. I hear heartbeats from across the hall. I feel the moon even through the palace roof. And I finally understand the size of my wolf. Massive. At least as large as an alpha male. Perhaps larger. Silver white fur covers my body. A faint luminous glow spills across the floor. My eyes burn with lunar light. The entire hall stares. Awe, fear, reverence. Then one wolf kneels. Another follows. And almost as if a single command passed through them, every wolf drops to their knees. Betas, ranked warriors. Everyone. Everyone except Damon. He stands before me. Our eyes meet. Something passes between us. Recognition. Respect. Something I am not yet ready to name. Behold. His voice travels through the silent hall. A lunar wolf. He turns toward his people. Blessed by the moon goddess herself. Then he looks at me again. And under my protection. His voice becomes absolute. Which means she is under the protection of this entire pack. I understand the question in his eyes. Are you all right? I am more than all right. For the first time in my life, I feel powerful. Free. Whole. I shift back. Again, the transformation is smooth. Elena appears almost instantly with a robe. She wraps it around me before the crowd can see more than necessary. I silently thank her. Damon turns toward the wolves. Does anyone require additional proof? No one speaks. Good. Power floods his voice. Then understand me clearly. Even my wolf reacts to his authority. Lyra Winterborn is under my personal protection. He allows the words to settle. Anyone who harms her, threatens her, or deliberately attempts to undermine her will answer directly to me. Is that understood? Yes, Your Majesty. The response fills the hall. Excellent. Damon begins to turn. Then noise erupts near the entrance. The doors open suddenly. Several unfamiliar wolves rush inside. Travel clothing, ranked posture. Not Damon's pack, but the man leading them is painfully familiar. Callum Thorne, my rejected mate. He stops when he sees me. Shock and fury collide across his face. Damon's expression becomes lethal. What is the meaning of this interruption? Callum bows. Alpha King. His respect looks forced. Forgive us. We came from Crescent Moon Pack with urgent information. What information justifies entering my private gathering without permission? Callum opens his mouth. Then his eyes find me. Lyra? His voice changes. What are you doing here? I cannot answer immediately. Too many emotions hit at once. Hurt, humiliation, anger, and buried beneath them, one embarrassing question. Does he regret it now? Miss Winterbourne is my guest. Damon's voice is cold. And you still have not answered me. Callum drags his attention away. Alpha Dominic sent us. He swallows. A witch was found dead on our territory 3 days ago. The room becomes still. Murdered. Damon's eyes sharpen. We believe her death may be connected to the old magic you were investigating. The air changes. What witch? We don't know her identity yet. Callum hesitates. She was extremely old. There were signs of dark magic all over her body. He glances at me. The elders think she may have been responsible for cursing someone in our pack. One name immediately enters my mind. Morgana Thorne, the missing witch. The timing is too perfect. Damon apparently thinks the same. How convenient. His voice becomes dangerously calm. A dark practitioner appears dead only days after I arrive to investigate a suppression curse. Your Majesty, I assure you. Does the name Morgana Thorne mean anything to you? Callum's face loses color. His throat works. She was my great-aunt. The hall reacts. But she disappeared before I was born. No one has heard from her in 17 years. 17 years. My voice finally works. Callum looks at me. The same period when I was cursed. His eyes widen. Cursed? I step toward him. What are you talking about? A suppression curse was placed on me when I was 6. I keep my voice steady. It made my wolf look weak. His face changes. It made me small enough for people like you to dismiss. Lyra, the curse your great-aunt may have cast. That's insane. Callum looks from me to Damon. Why would my family curse you? We barely knew. Your families have lived in the same pack for generations, Damon interrupts. Her father is the beta. His eyes harden. Your father is closely tied to the alpha line. Callum shakes his head. I had nothing to do with any curse. And your family? Neither did they. His tone becomes defensive. My great-aunt was strange. Everyone knew she practiced dark magic, but she disappeared before. He stops. Before what? I step closer. Before I became inconvenient? You weren't capable of challenging anyone. The response escapes him too quickly. Silence. He realizes what he said. I mean, before the curse was removed. You were weak. I finish for him. His mouth closes. Yes, because someone made me weak. My wolf presses forward. Someone wanted my power contained. Callum stares. What power? Then he notices everything. The silver in my hair. The glow in my eyes. The way the entire hall watches me. Recognition becomes horror. No, his voice is barely audible. You can't be a lunar wolf, Damon says. Callum looks at him. The woman you rejected is one of the rarest and most powerful wolves alive. Damon's tone contains no mercy. She was always meant to be extraordinary. His gaze hardens. Someone simply made sure she never discovered it. Callum turns ghostly pale. He looks at me as if he has never seen me before. If I had known. I almost laugh. You would have what? He freezes. Kept me? I take another step. Used me? His face twists. Claimed my power for yourself? I would have. He stops. There is no answer that does not condemn him. Lyra, I'm sorry. His voice cracks. I didn't know. I don't have to believe you. I swear. You rejected me. My voice becomes surprisingly calm. You looked at the woman fate chose and decided she had no value because she seemed weak. His eyes lower. Your rejection nearly destroyed me. I take a breath. But it also brought Damon to me. It brought me here. It led to the curse being broken. I hold his gaze. So perhaps I should thank you. Pain crosses his expression. Lyra, don't. You made your choice, Callum. I step back. Live with it. Damon redirects the room. The witch's body. Callum immediately turns toward him. I want to examine it. Damon continues. And I want access to your family records for at least the last 20 years. My family may not agree to. I wasn't asking. Damon's power spills outward. A lunar wolf was cursed in your territory. His voice becomes frighteningly quiet. A member of your family may have been involved. He steps toward Callum. You may cooperate willingly. Another step. Or I will make cooperation mandatory. Callum swallows. Of course, Your Majesty. Good. Damon looks at me. We return tomorrow. His expression softens only slightly. If you are ready. Am I ready? To return to the place where everyone saw me collapse? To face Callum again? To investigate whether his family stole my childhood? Number. But I have learned that being afraid and moving anyway may be the closest thing I have to courage. I'm ready. Damon nods. This gathering is concluded. The wolves begin dispersing. Callum remains near the door. He watches me. There is regret in his eyes. Perhaps longing. Perhaps the sudden realization that what he discarded was valuable. Too late. Far too late. I turn away, follow Damon, and leave Callum standing in the consequences of his own decision. That night, sleep refuses me again. Tomorrow I will return home, but not as the same woman who left. I am not the broken, rejected wolf anymore. I am a lunar wolf. Free, protected by the Alpha King, yet fear lives beneath the anticipation. Morgana's death happened almost immediately after Damon began investigating. What if someone killed her to silence her? What if returning puts me directly in the path of whoever wanted my power buried? A soft knock interrupts my thoughts. Come in. Damon enters. He is still wearing the formal clothing from the gathering, but for the first time, he looks exhausted. Not physically. Something deeper. Can't sleep? I ask. Too much to think about. He sits in the chair beside my bed. It is starting to feel like his chair. How are you? I'm okay. Then I smile slightly. Actually, I'm better than okay. I draw my knees toward my chest. Seeing Callum's face, my smile grows despite myself. That felt good. Damon almost smiles. Is that terrible? It's human. He pauses. Or wolf, whichever term you prefer. I laugh softly. Silence settles. Comfortable again. Damon? Yes. If we prove the Thorn family cursed me, what happens? His expression immediately hardens. Justice. What kind? No one curses a child and escapes punishment in my territory. Even if Alpha Dominic objects? Yes. Even if it causes political problems? Damon leans forward. You need to understand something. His eyes burn brighter. You are not simply another member of my pack. I stiffen. You are a lunar wolf. His voice becomes firm. Harming you is considered an offense against the divine order our packs claim to respect. What if Dominic refuses to act? Then I act. No hesitation. I failed one lunar wolf. His jaw tightens. I will not fail another. Warmth spreads through me. When has anyone fought for me this way? Protected me without shame? Valued me enough to risk conflict? Never. Thank you. Damon exhales. You need to stop thanking me. But you've thanked me enough. His expression softens. What you need to do now is start believing what I keep telling you. I wait. You are extraordinary. I look away. With or without lunar power. His voice becomes gentler. You were brave before the curse broke, strong before anyone knew what you were. My eyes sting. I'm trying to believe that. I know. He stands. Rest. He heads toward the door. Tomorrow will be difficult. Then he looks back. But you won't face it alone. Damon? He stops. Will you stay? My voice drops. Until I fall asleep? I feel embarrassed immediately. I know that sounds childish. It doesn't. He comes back. Sits. I'll stay. I lie down. His presence anchors me. After several minutes, his voice comes through the darkness. Lyra? Yes? For whatever it is worth. A pause. I'm glad I found you. I smile into the pillow. I'm glad you found me too. For once, sleep comes peacefully. Tomorrow I return to the place where everything began. Tomorrow I look for answers. And this time, I will not face my past alone. Chapter 7. Return to Crescent Moon Pack. We leave Eclipse City at dawn. The motorcade looks almost identical to the one that carried me away from Crescent Moon Pack. But everything else has changed. This time, I ride in the lead vehicle, beside Damon. I am not running away. I am going back. Riker drives while Damon reviews documents on a tablet. Every few minutes, Damon glances toward me. He never asks whether I am all right. He simply checks. That silent concern means more than he realizes. Nervous? He finally asks when we cross into Crescent Moon territory. Terrified. I stare through the window. What if they hate me? Why would they? For coming back like this. I gesture between us. With the Alpha King, looking like I think I'm important now. You are important. He sets down the tablet. That is not arrogance. What if they think I've forgotten my place? Then perhaps they need to reconsider what they think your place is. I look at him. And if they hate you because you stopped accepting their definition of you, that tells you something about them. Easy for the Alpha King to say. His expression changes. You think I was born into this position? I blink. Weren't you? No. Something dark moves through his eyes. I fought for the crown. He leans back. I proved myself repeatedly. There were wolves who believed I was too young, too aggressive, too willing to question traditions. What happened to them? Some changed their minds. A sharp smile touches his mouth. They learn to respect strength more than habit. And the others? They no longer occupy positions where their opinions trouble me. The message is clear. Damon did not simply inherit power. He seized it. Defended it. I'm not very good at being feared. You don't need to be. His hand briefly closes around mine. Be yourself. My pulse jumps at the contact. The rest will follow. Then his tone becomes casually possessive. And anyone who wants to reach you has to go through me first. My heart reacts in a way it absolutely should not. We arrive shortly after noon. Word spread ahead of us. Almost the entire pack is gathered in the central square. My parents stand near the front. May bounces impatiently beside them. Alpha Dominic looks both welcoming and extremely nervous. Callum stands among the ranked wolves. He stares at the ground. His shoulders are stiff. His jaw clenched. Good. Let him be uncomfortable. Riker opens Damon's door. Then mine. The instant I step into the sunlight, whispers erupt. People stare at the silver in my hair. My eyes. My clothes. Elena chose fitted black trousers, a silver blouse, and practical boots. I look nothing like the woman who left days ago. Lyra. My mother runs through the crowd. Tears cover her face. Oh, my baby. She throws her arms around me. I breathe in the scent of home. My father reaches us seconds later. His arms go around both of us. For one moment, everything else disappears. I am not a lunar wolf, not a royal guest, not a mystery. I am simply their daughter. We heard, my father whispers. His voice trembles. We heard what you are. I pull back. I can't believe we never knew. No one knew. I squeeze his hands. That was the point. Damon approaches. And that is exactly what we intend to investigate. Every conversation nearby stops. Alpha Dominic. Dominic bows. Your Majesty, shall we speak privately? Of course. Dominic gestures toward the Alpha House. Your rooms have been prepared. He hesitates. And the body is being preserved in cold storage as you requested. Good. Damon glances at me. Spend time with your family. I look at him. I'll send for you when we are ready to examine the body. It sounds like an order, but there is consideration beneath it. Okay. He and his guards follow Dominic away. May immediately links her arm through mine. You have to tell me everything. Everything? The capital, the palace, Damon. May. What? She grins. Does he really have an entire throne room made of silver? May. Let her breathe, my mother says. But she is laughing. We walk home. Every street looks exactly the same. The houses, trees, paths. Nothing changed. Except me. Inside, my mother immediately starts tea. May attacks me with questions. My father sits quietly and studies me. Dad? He does not answer. What's wrong? Nothing. Nothing. His face tightens. I'm trying to understand how I missed it. Missed what? That my own daughter was cursed. Pain enters his expression. What kind of father fails to notice something like that? The kind whose daughter was cursed by a witch powerful enough to hide it. This isn't your fault. The Thorne family. Anger flashes across his face. If they did this intentionally, it is an act of war against us. Which is why Damon is investigating, my mother says, carrying over the tea. She rests a hand on his shoulder. Let the Alpha King handle it. We talk for nearly an hour. I tell them about Eclipse City. Riker. Elena. The ritual. The pain. The moment the curse broke. My first real shift. The gathering. I do not mention the nights Damon sat beside my bed. Or the way I feel safer when he enters a room. Or how his hand around mine makes something inside me react. Those things are too new, too fragile. A knock interrupts us. One of Damon's guards waits outside. Miss Winterbourne. Yes? The king requests your presence. My stomach tightens. They are ready to examine the body. Now? Yes. My mother squeezes my hand. Go. She smiles sadly. We'll be here. The guard takes me to Crescent Moon Pack's medical facility. I barely noticed the building growing up. We enter through a side door and descend to the basement. The temperature drops immediately. Damon waits there. So does Iris. Alpha Dominic. Callum. A metal table sits in the center. A white sheet covers the unmistakable shape of a body. Lyra. Damon's tone softens. You don't have to stay. Yes, I do. I move closer. If this woman cursed me, I need to see her. Damon nods toward Iris. Ready? As I'll ever be. The old witch approaches the table. Death magic leaves traces. Dominic stiffens. Death magic? We'll know soon enough. Iris grips the edge of the sheet. This may be unpleasant. She pulls it back. An ancient woman lies beneath. Even older than Iris. Her face is sunken, her body thin. Dark symbols cover her arms and chest. The tattoos seem almost alive despite her death. Her eyes remain open, clouded white. Callum goes pale. Morgana Thorne. I look at him. You recognize her. From photographs. His gaze refuses to meet mine. She was my great aunt. I stare at the dead woman. The person who may have stolen my childhood. Iris places both hands against Morgana's forehead. She begins chanting. Magic thickens the air. The tattoos on the corpse glow sickly green. Iris closes her eyes. Definitely a dark practitioner. She inhales. Very powerful. Then her expression changes. And yes. What? Damon moves closer. She was murdered with magic. Dominic's face tightens. What kind? Death curse. Iris removes one hand. Fast. A grim pause. But painful. Who killed her? Damon asks. I can't tell. Iris opens her eyes. Death curses are specifically designed not to retain a caster signature. When Approximately 4 days ago. Every person in the room understands the significance. Almost immediately after Damon left Crescent Moon Pack. Someone killed Morgana just as the investigation began. Someone did not want her talking. Can you tell whether she cast my curse? I step nearer. Mine specifically? Iris takes one of the corpse's arms. She traces a symbol. It flashes brighter. This mark records a major working. She closes her eyes again. The room becomes silent. Yes. My stomach drops. I can feel the echo. Her voice is certain. A suppression curse cast on a child approximately 17 years ago. The truth hits like a physical strike. This woman did it. She made me weak. Stole years from me. Built the cage around my wolf. Why? My voice cracks. Why would she do that? That, Damon says, is what we're going to discover. He turns to Callum. Your family records. Callum stiffens. I want them now. Your Majesty, I swear we knew nothing about this. Your great-aunt cursed a child who lived in your pack. Damon's voice becomes cold. Your assurances are irrelevant. Callum lowers his head. The records are at my family's house. Take us there. We leave in a grim group. Damon, Iris, Riker, Alpha Dominic, Callum, me. The Thorn home stands near the edge of pack territory. Large, elegant, old money in every stone. Callum's father answers the door. He resembles his son closely. Same amber eyes, same sharp features. But there is something harder in his expression. Alpha King. He bows. This is unexpected. We need your family records. Damon does not waste time. Anything involving Morgana Thorn and events from 17 years ago. For the first time, tension flashes across the man's face. May I ask why? No. Damon takes one step forward. You may show me the records willingly. His eyes brighten. Or I will order my men to dismantle this house until we find them. A long silence. Then Callum's father nods. This way. He takes us to a study lined with shelves. From one cabinet, he removes a heavy leather journal. The family chronicle. He places it on the desk. Births. Deaths. Major decisions. Damon begins turning pages. I stand beside him. Old handwriting. Different hands. Different decades. Then Damon stops. His body goes absolutely still. What? He points. The entry is dated 17 years ago, only a few months after my first shift. I read it, then read it again because my brain refuses to accept the words. Payment rendered to MT for services regarding the Beta's daughter. The girl's power has been successfully contained. The bloodline is secure. My vision blurs. Payment. My voice shakes. Services. I turn toward Callum's father. My power contained. He has gone white. The bloodline is secure. I step closer. What does that mean? I don't know. His answer comes too quickly. I was young when this was written. Damon's power surges. Who wrote it? My father. Where is he? He died 10 years ago. How convenient. Damon's eyes glow. Your father paid someone to curse a child. The man takes a step backward. Fear enters his face. I knew nothing about this. But you can guess. The realization comes together inside me. You can guess why your family wanted my power contained. He says nothing. Why securing your bloodline mattered. Still nothing. His silence is enough. Tell them. Callum's voice comes from behind me. I turn. He is staring at his father with horror. Tell them the truth. His father closes his eyes. There was a prophecy. Every person in the room freezes. When Lyra was born, one of the pack seers had a vision. My skin goes cold. She said the Beta's daughter would eventually become more powerful than any alpha. His voice weakens. That she would change our hierarchy. Damon becomes terrifyingly still. So your family cursed her. We thought. You hired a dark witch to suppress a 6-year-old because you were afraid she might someday be stronger than you. It wasn't only our position. Callum's father becomes desperate. The seer said her power could destroy the pack if it wasn't controlled. You were protecting yourselves. I barely recognize my own voice. You looked at a child and saw a threat. My wolf snarls inside me. So you stole her strength. I step closer. You made her grow up believing she was worthless. I point toward Callum. And when your son rejected me for being weak, that was simply the last piece, wasn't it? Lyra. Callum sounds devastated. I didn't know. I turned sharply. I swear. Didn't you? I had no idea. Your family cursed me. My voice shakes with restrained anger. And you rejected me for the exact weakness they forced onto me. His face breaks. You played your role perfectly whether you understood it or not. Alpha Dominic looks furious. This is an outrage. He turns on Callum's father. The Thorne family will answer for violating pack law. They violated my law. Damon's voice cuts through the room. Everyone stops. He looks at Riker. Take Garrett Thorne into custody. So Callum's father is Garrett. Riker moves immediately. He will stand trial in the capital for conspiracy to curse a lunar wolf. Garrett stares. You can't do that. His fear becomes outrage. I am a ranked wolf of Crescent Moon Pack. Damon looks at him with open contempt. Alpha Dominic failed to discover that one of his children was magically suppressed inside his own territory. Dominic flinches. The moment you conspired against a child blessed by the moon goddess, this ceased being solely pack business. 2 guards seize Garrett's arms. You will stand trial before me. Damon's voice becomes absolute. And if the evidence proves guilt, you will receive the punishment my law requires. Garrett struggles briefly. Then stops. Callum looks toward me. What about me? His voice is almost a whisper. I didn't know. I face him. You rejected me. He closes his eyes. You rejected me because of weakness your family created. I'm sorry. His voice breaks. Lyra, I'm so sorry. Your apology changes nothing. He looks as if I struck him. You made your choice. I hold his gaze. Now you have to live with it. Damon's hand settles gently at my lower back, grounding me. Are you ready to leave? I look around the study. The journal. The evidence. Garrett being led away. Callum standing broken beside the desk. For years, I imagined closure might feel triumphant. It does not. It feels quiet. Heavy. Finished. Yes. I exhale. I'm ready. My parents wait at the Alpha House. My mother takes one look at my face and pulls me into her arms. They did it. The words emerge against her shoulder. The Thorne family. Her grip tightens. They paid Morgana to curse me because they were afraid of what I might become. My mother cries. I'm sorry. Her tears soak into my hair. I'm so sorry we didn't protect you. This was not your fault. And this time I truly believe it. My parents did not fail me. Fear did. The fear of people who valued power more than a child's life. Damon gives me the evening with my family. We leave in the morning. Thank you. He turns away. I catch his arm. Damon. He looks back. I lower my voice. Thank you for getting me justice. His eyes soften. For not letting them hide from what they did. Always. One word. Then he adds quietly, I will always fight for you, Lyra. Something inside me shifts. I look into those strange, luminous eyes. At the man who saw me when everyone else saw weakness. Who freed my wolf. Who stood between me and those who hurt me. The realization terrifies me and thrills me. I am falling in love with the Alpha King. Not because fate commanded it. Not because the moon goddess tied our souls together. Because Damon sees me. The broken pieces. The power. The fear. The strength. and he values all of it. This is not what I expected when he claimed me. Maybe it is exactly what I needed. Chapter 8. The Trial and the Choice. The trial begins 1 week later in the capital. The grand courtroom was built to intimidate. High ceilings. Marble columns. A raised platform where Damon sits in judgment. Wolves have traveled from across the territory. The case has shocked nearly everyone. There is little precedent for deliberately cursing a lunar wolf. I sit in the front row. My parents are on one side. Elena sits on the other. Across the aisle, several members of the Thorne family wait. Callum is among them. He keeps staring at me. I refuse to meet his eyes. Damon enters. The entire courtroom rises. Formal black robes trimmed in silver make him look even more commanding. For a moment, his gaze moves through the crowd. Then, pauses on me. I recognize the silent question. Are you okay? I nod once. I will be. Be seated. Everyone obeys. Riker reads the charges. Garrett Thorne, you stand accused of conspiracy to curse a minor, conspiracy to suppress the power of a lunar wolf, and violation of divine law. Garrett stands with his wrists bound in silver chains. He looks older than he did a week ago. But defiance remains. How do you plead? Not guilty, Your Majesty. His jaw lifts. I acted to protect my pack. You acted to protect your position. Damon's interruption is ice cold. But the court will hear the evidence. He gestures. Call the first witness. Iris is first. She approaches with a cane. Her body looks fragile. Her mind is not. She swears to tell the truth. Then describes the magical signature discovered on Morgana's body. The suppression curse. Its age. Its structure. The prosecutor asks, You are certain the curse Morgana cast is the same curse placed upon Lyra Winterborn? Absolutely. Iris does not hesitate. The magical signature matches. She looks toward me. Morgana Thorne cast the suppression curse approximately 17 years ago, and that curse remained in place until the Alpha King removed it 2 weeks ago. The next witness is an elderly seer from Crescent Moon Pack. I barely remember her. She arrives in a wheelchair. Her eyes are clouded, but her voice remains clear. I saw Lyra the day she was born. The courtroom goes silent. I saw the Beta's daughter marked by the moon goddess. My chest tightens. I saw her rising. The seer's thin hands tremble. I saw old traditions breaking around her. I saw her becoming stronger than those who held power. The prosecutor steps closer. What did you do with the vision? I reported it to the Alpha. As was required? Yes. What happened next? The Alpha called a meeting of the ranked families. A murmur passes through the courtroom. He told them about the prophecy. The seer looks toward me. I was not at that meeting. What happened afterward? 3 days later, Garrett Thorne came to me. Garrett does not move. He asked whether there was a way to suppress the girl's power. My mother grips my hand. What did you tell him? That such magic would be dark. The seer's voice falls. That it would require someone willing to break sacred law. And his response? He told me he would handle it. The courtroom erupts in whispers. Damon allows it for a moment, then raises one hand. Silence. Did you know he intended to curse her? The prosecutor asks. I suspected. The seer's face twists with regret. But I had no proof. She looks toward me again. After the curse was placed, Lyra appeared ordinary. A tear slips down her cheek. Weak. Her voice breaks. I began wondering whether my prophecy had been wrong. She closes her eyes. I'm sorry, child. I say nothing. I should have fought harder. More witnesses follow. Wolves who remember Morgana. People who saw Garrett meeting her. Others who noticed how quickly my wolf's strength changed after my first shift. Pieces of my childhood become evidence. Then my name is called. My legs tremble when I stand. The courtroom suddenly feels much larger. Every face turns toward me. I walk to the witness stand. Swear the oath. Sit. The prosecutor approaches gently. Miss Winterbourne, please describe how you experienced your wolf as a child. I take a slow breath. She always felt wrong. What do you mean? Too small. I look down at my hands. Too far away. My voice becomes steadier, like she was trapped behind glass. How old were you when you first shifted? 6. And afterward? I could barely shift again until I was 7. I swallow. When I eventually managed it, every transformation hurt. What did people tell you? That I was weak. I stare ahead. A late bloomer. What effect did that have? I almost laugh, but there is no humor. Everything. I look toward the courtroom. I was pitied. My eyes briefly find Callum. Bullied. He flinches. Treated as less than wolves who should have been my equals. I force myself to continue. And when I found my fated mate, he looked at the weakness forced on me by this curse and decided I was not worth keeping. Callum lowers his head. The prosecutor waits. What do you understand now? That my entire identity was built around a lie. The words come more easily now. I was never weak. My wolf rises inside me. I was suppressed. My eyes find Garrett. Someone was so afraid of what a child might become that he stole 17 years of her life. The room becomes silent. I want justice for that. The prosecutor nods. No further questions. Garrett's defense attorney stands. Everything about him is polished, expensive, smooth. Miss Winterbourne. He approaches. Is it not true that your circumstances have improved considerably since the curse was removed? I frown. You now live in the capital. Yes. Under the Alpha King's personal protection. Yes. With access to opportunities and resources you never possessed before. Objection, the prosecutor says. Relevance? The attorney smiles. I am establishing whether Miss Winterbourne has reason to exaggerate the harm. Damon's eyes flash dangerously, but he says, overruled. Then his gaze hardens. Proceed carefully, counsel. The attorney turns back. Would you agree you have benefited from these events? I stare at him. You're asking whether being cursed as a 6-year-old was worth receiving a palace bedroom 17 years later. His expression changes. That is not, because that sounds like what you're asking. I'm asking if your current comfortable position could influence how you describe your past. My current position exists because someone tried to destroy me and failed. My voice becomes cold. The Alpha King removed a curse that never should have been placed. I lean slightly forward. Yes, I have opportunities now. Then I hold his eyes. I also have 17 years of humiliation, pain, and self-hatred that I may carry for the rest of my life. The courtroom is completely still. So no, counsel. I sit back. I did not benefit from being cursed. A pause. I survived it. The defense attorney retreats. No further questions. My mother squeezes my hand when I return. You did well. I breathe out. For the first time, I believe her. The trial continues for hours. Documents, witnesses, proof of payments, testimony about secret meetings. Eventually, Garrett himself takes the stand. I did what I believed was necessary. His voice remains steady. The prophecy was dangerous. The prosecutor stares at him. Dangerous? It said Lyra would threaten the pack's stability. So you cursed a 6-year-old? I contained a threat before it manifested. My stomach turns. Garrett looks directly at me, and then says the words that change everything. I'm not sorry. The courtroom freezes. I only regret that the suppression did not remain permanent. Chaos erupts. Wolves shout. Some demand punishment immediately. Even Damon looks briefly stunned by the complete absence of remorse. Order. His voice cuts through everything. Silence returns. Damon leans forward. You confess to conspiring against a child blessed by the moon goddess. Garrett lifts his chin. You admit 17 years of suppression. His voice becomes quieter. You admit the suffering your actions caused. Yes. And you regret nothing? Garrett's eyes remain on me. I regret failure. Hatred burns in them. Because she became exactly what we feared. He points toward me. Powerful. His voice rises. Protected. Dangerous. I stand before anyone can stop me. I threaten nothing. Garrett laughs bitterly. Not yet. I take a step. All I ever wanted was the right to exist without someone deciding my strength made me dangerous. Lunar wolves have toppled dynasties. Garrett's voice becomes harsh. Destroyed packs. Changed territories. He sneers. You think you're different? That's enough. Damon stands. Power slams through the courtroom. Every wolf instinctively lowers their head. I have heard enough. He turns toward the guards. The court will recess for 1 hour while I determine sentence. Garrett is removed. The crowd slowly empties. I remain seated. His words stay inside my head. Dangerous. What if he is right? My father sits beside me. He isn't. I look at him. What? You're not dangerous because you are strong. He grips my shoulder. There is a difference. Is there? May joins us. Yes. Her answer is fierce. Every person alive has the ability to hurt someone. She folds her arms. That doesn't give us permission to destroy them first, just in case. She is right. I know she is. But doubt does not disappear because logic tells it to. Elena approaches. The king wants you. She takes me to Damon's private chambers near the courtroom. He stands beside a window, still wearing the formal robes. You wanted me? He turns immediately. Are you all right? No. He crosses the room. I know Garrett wanted to hurt me with those words. My voice trembles. But it worked. Damon stops. What if he was right? He wasn't. What if lunar wolves really are dangerous? My fear spills out. What if I become exactly what he expected? Damon crosses the remaining space in 3 strides. His hands frame my face. Listen to me. I meet his eyes. Power is not the dangerous thing. His thumbs move gently across my cheekbones. Fear of power is. I breathe shakily. Garrett did not curse you because you had harmed anyone. His voice becomes intense. He cursed you because he feared change, because he feared losing control. But the prophecy said you would challenge the old order. Damon interrupts. Not destroy innocent people. His eyes soften. Sometimes old systems should be challenged. He leans closer. Sometimes change is necessary. My chest aches. That does not make you a monster, Lyra. His forehead nearly touches mine. It may make you necessary. I want to believe him. But 17 years of believing I was wrong will not vanish in 2 weeks. So I ask the question I have been avoiding. What sentence will you give Garrett? Damon releases my face. Something dark settles over him. The sentence the law requires. Which is, he cursed a child. Damon's voice becomes distant. He suppressed a lunar wolf deliberately. He has shown no remorse. I already know. Death? Yes. The word hangs between us. Does that bother you? I think. Garrett stole my childhood, my confidence, my sense of self, and if he had another chance, he would do it again. No. The answer surprises me with how certain it feels. He chose this. Damon watches me carefully. I'm all right with the sentence. I take a breath. He does not deserve mercy he would never give me. Damon nods. Then we finish it. The courtroom fills again. Damon returns to the platform. Garrett stands before him. Garrett Thorne. Damon's voice fills the room. This court finds you guilty on every charge. No one moves. You conspired to curse a minor. You deliberately suppressed a lunar wolf's power. You violated pack law and divine law. His eyes harden. And when offered the opportunity to show remorse, you declared that you would commit the same crime again. Garrett remains defiant. The sentence is death. A murmur passes through the room. The sentence will be carried out immediately by Silver Blade. Damon looks at him. Do you have final words? Garrett's eyes find me. I protected my pack. His voice holds no regret. History will prove I was right. Damon's expression becomes cold. History will forget you existed. He looks at Riker. Carry out the sentence. It happens quickly. Riker moves with practiced efficiency. There is barely time for Garrett to react. Then it is over. Garrett Thorne is dead. Justice has been delivered. I expected satisfaction. Instead, I feel hollow. The courtroom empties slowly. Callum approaches as I prepare to leave. His face is pale. His eyes red. Lyra. I almost keep walking. I know nothing I say changes what happened. I turn toward him. But I'm sorry. His voice breaks. For my father. The curse. He swallows. For rejecting you. I was wrong about everything. I look at him. Really look. And realize something unexpected. I no longer hate him. I no longer even feel angry. There is almost nothing left. Your apology doesn't change the past. He nods. I know, but I accept it. Hope appears in his face. Hope appears in his face. Not for you. It disappears. For me. I exhale. I'm tired of carrying anger everywhere. Can you forgive me? I don't know. I answer truthfully. Maybe one day. His eyes drop. But forgiveness is not reconciliation. I make sure he understands. The mate bond is gone, Callum. Pain crosses his face. You rejected me. I shake my head. We cannot return to what existed before. I know. His voice is quiet. I just want you to be happy. He looks at me. Even if it isn't with me. Then you'll get that wish. I turn away. Because I am happy. And as I say it, I realize it is true. Despite the curse. Despite the rejection. Despite everything. I am happier than the woman who once waited desperately for Callum to decide she had value. Because now I know my worth. And someone else sees it too. Damon waits outside the courtroom. The moment I see him, I stop thinking. I walk straight into his arms. He catches me easily. I breathe in winter frost and forest. Thank you. My voice is muffled against his chest. For justice. His arms tighten. For believing me. One of his hands moves gently through my hair. Always. His lips brush the top of my head. I'll always believe in you. We remain there. And suddenly I understand. This safety. This sense of being valued. This feeling of someone actually seeing me. That is what I wanted from a mate bond. But destiny never gave it to me. Choice did. I pull back. Damon. Yes? What happens now? He studies me. The curse is gone. I continue. The trial is over. My heart begins beating faster. What comes next? That depends on you. His answer is careful. You can return to Crescent Moon Pack if that is what you want. My chest tightens. Or? For the first time since meeting him, Damon looks uncertain. Well, you can stay in Eclipse City. With you? Yes. As what? As whatever you choose. He raises both hands and gently holds my face. A member of my pack. His eyes search mine. Someone under my protection. He hesitates. Or what? His jaw tightens. As mine. I stop breathing. Not because of a mate bond. His voice becomes rougher. Not because fate ordered it. His eyes burn with emotion. Because I choose you. I stare at him. Because I want you in my life. Damon. Somewhere between breaking your curse and fighting for your justice. He exhales. I fell in love with you, Lyra Winterborn. My heart seems to stop. The Alpha King, the most powerful man in the territories. The man who commands everyone, looks almost vulnerable. I know it is fast. He continues before I can speak. I know you've endured more than anyone should. His hands remain warm against my face. You may not feel the same. A rare uncertainty appears in his eyes. But I needed you to know this stopped being about protecting a lunar wolf. He leans closer. This is about you. Wanting you. Choosing you. His voice lowers. And I'm asking you to give me a chance. I stare. You fell for me? Completely. No hesitation now. Joy rushes through me. Bright. Warm. Almost frightening. You're right. His expression changes. It is fast. He looks worried. It is insane. More worry. And I smile. I feel exactly the same. Damon freezes. You do? I do. I raise my hands to his face. I don't know exactly when it happened. My thumb brushes his cheek. Maybe during the curse ritual. His eyes soften. Maybe when you fought for me. I smile. Maybe the first time you told me Callum was wrong. His forehead touches mine. But somewhere along the way, I fell for you too. The smile that appears on Damon's face is unlike anything I have seen. Open, unprotected, beautiful. Then stay. His voice is almost a whisper. Stay with me. He pulls me closer. Let me court you properly. His eyes remain on mine. Let me show you what it feels like to be chosen, instead of merely destined. Yes. The answer comes without fear. Yes, Damon. His breath catches. I'll stay. Then he kisses me. Nothing about it feels tentative. Damon kisses the way he does everything else. Completely. His hand slides into my hair. The other pulls me closer. The kiss is possessive, intense, filled with everything neither of us had said, and I answer with equal force. When we finally separate, both of us are breathing hard. A silver light flickers in his eyes. My wolf responds. Not mate, nothing compelled, recognition of something we are building ourselves. I need to warn you. Damon rests his forehead against mine. I am not an easy man to love. I smile. I had already guessed that. I'm demanding. I noticed. Possessive. Definitely noticed. And I have an entire kingdom to run. Good. He raises an eyebrow. Because I'm not a simple woman anymore either. My smile widens. I'm a lunar wolf with power I'm still learning to control. I put one hand on his chest. And I have absolutely no intention of being anything less than your equal. Damon grins. Perfect. He kisses my forehead. I wouldn't accept anything else. We stand together in the corridor. And for the first time in my life, something inside me feels completely at home. Not destiny. Something better. Because destiny was written for me. This is being written by us. Choice by choice. Trust by trust. Moment by moment. Sometimes rejection from a fated mate is not the end. Sometimes it frees you from a future that would have never valued you. Sometimes the Alpha King who claims you becomes more than a protector. He becomes your partner, your equal, your choice. And chosen love can become stronger than any bond fate tried to force upon you. Epilogue. 6 months later, I stand on a balcony overlooking Eclipse City. Sunset turns the skyline gold. Damon's arms slide around my waist from behind. A penny for your thoughts. His lips brush near my ear. I lean back against him. I was thinking about how different everything is. Good different? I smile. 6 months ago, I was broken. I look across the city. Rejected. My hand covers his. Now I'm here. And? Stronger than I ever believed I could be. Damon turns me slightly. Any regrets? Not one. I face him completely. Although I received news today, his expression becomes instantly alert. What kind? A letter from Alpha Dominic. I watch him carefully. He's retiring. Damon waits. Crescent Moon Pack will choose a new alpha. His eyes narrow thoughtfully. And several wolves nominated me. Damon goes still. You want to return? I don't know. I look down at Eclipse City. Part of me wants to prove I can lead them. He listens silently. To prove the girl they tried to suppress can become the person guiding the pack. Then I touch his face. But another part of me does not want to leave you. Then don't. I blink. It can't be that simple. It can. Damon shrugs. Appoint a trusted proxy. I stare. You're a lunar wolf. He continues. Your influence does not require you to physically stand in Crescent Moon every day. My heart warms. Is that what you want? What? Me staying. Damon becomes serious. What I want is for you to be happy. His thumb brushes my hand. If leading Crescent Moon personally makes you happy, I will support it. He steps closer. If staying here makes you happy, I will be grateful. And if I don't know yet, then we figure it out. Together? Together. I smile. I like that. Good. Something changes in his expression. Because I was hoping you would. His hand enters his pocket. Then he takes out a small box. My heart stops. Damon, before you panic. He opens it. A silver ring rests inside. A luminous moonstone sits at the center. I'm not asking the moon goddess to make you my mate. My eyes fill with tears. She didn't choose us. His voice grows softer. And I'm grateful for that. He takes the ring. Because I want this choice to belong completely to us. I cannot speak. I'm choosing you. His eyes hold mine. Not as destiny. Not as obligation. As my partner. His voice becomes steady. My equal. My chosen one. He takes my hand. Will you accept this ring, Lyra? My vision blurs. Will you build a future with me? I look at the man in front of me. The man who found me when I believed I was nothing. The man who freed my wolf. Who taught me that being chosen freely could mean more than being assigned by fate. Yes. My voice breaks. Yes, I'll accept it. Damon exhales. I'll build a future with you. I smile through tears. And I'll keep choosing you. He slides the ring onto my finger. It fits perfectly. Not because destiny arranged it. Because Damon did. Because we did. I love you, he says. His forehead touches mine. Not because I'm required to. His voice lowers. Because I want to. I love you too. I close my fingers around his. And I choose you. Today. Tomorrow. Always. He kisses me as the last sunlight catches the moonstone. The ring glows softly between us. And somewhere beyond the city, the moon begins rising. Maybe the moon goddess is watching. Maybe she is smiling. Not because she planned this ending, but because after everything fate handed me, I finally learned how to choose my own future. And sometimes the greatest love stories are not the ones destiny writes for us. They are the ones we choose to write ourselves.